The Victory Stakes at Eagle Farm in Brisbane, of course, the former Sir Bernhardt Stakes, 2 minutes from start time. Well, the favourite here is number 6, Buffering, $3.20, also just out to $7 too. But at this stage, it is Buffering the favourite for this Group 2 weight for age race with the
Off and racing, Atomic Force to the inside, and as they land the first two to go, Buffering began quickly. He's going up the run to the front. Zero Rock's going to settle down fourth, followed by My First Affair. A couple then to Albert the Fat and Warhammer's last of all. Heading to the 900 and Buffering raced away. Two to As It Land, one Atomic Force settling down third. Zero Rock 3 parts of a length away. Next on the outside, 1.5 My First Affair. A similar margin then to Albert the Fat and 3 parts to Warham on the rail as last. There by the 700, Buffering's got an easy lead. He has his ears pricked. He's out 1.5 in front. Aslan second, Atomic Force on the rail third, getting a beautiful run. Zero Rock's about to peel out of the top of the straight from My First Affair. Albert the Fat's tracking up behind Zero Rock and then Warham. Buffering first for home at the 400 metres mark. He's away from the fence. Atomic Force and Azalan going up towards his inside from Zero Rock and further back as Albert the Fat. Buffering the leader coming to the 200 metres mark. He's a length over Atomic Force in second spot, and Buffering at the moment's got Atomic Force's measure. He's a length and a half in front of him. Atomic Force can't pick up Buffering than Azalan, and Buffering races away to win it well. Buffering from Atomic Force, tight for third. Land or the fast finishing Albert the Fat and Warham got home. The next time in the race, Zero Rock, and last time was My First Affair.
For him, he's a winner of the Roman Consul, as mentioned, and fourth in the Coolmore Stud Stakes. Mossman out of an Annabelle mare, Action Annie for Robert Heathcote and Larry Cassidy, beating Atomic.
A while in Queensland, and he potentially could be Rob Heathcote's first Group 1 winner, extending his winning sequence now to 7 from 12. He's a horse, Ronnie, that's had his fair share of setbacks and brought very good trial form coming into that race yesterday.
He's a ripper horse. He's an absolute, I love that horse. He's got a rare thing of a will to win, and he's always shown it his whole career. This horse just digs in. When the fight comes, he doesn't go missing. And he looks like he's done well with the spell. He was always a little athletic sort of a horse who was all over the spell. And he's going to be a real force right throughout this winter carnival. He just gets through the game.
With that, obviously off her record. Haylist, who rides Haylist in the BTC Cup is still up in the air.
Great clash as well. Let's have a look at that market. Well, there she is again on the top line of betting. Equally as short at $1.30.
Yeah, see, she'll be even shorter on race day. I mean, the bookies have to put up that market with those other horses at $13. I mean, you'll get you'll get $100 about some of those horses in that race on race day, because they've got to take into account that she's not there. It's all in betting at this stage. So if she comes out, do you want to be laying some of those other horses at huge test?
She's a rock star. She should have her own jet.
She's favourite in the Stradbroke, and she's not even going to run in it. I think that's just an insurance thing, just to say, well, just in case she runs, she's $3.50 in a Stradbroke.
See, I reckon this is the beauty. After the way Frankel won the 2,000 guineas, we might have a look at that. We're going to look at it in a minute.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about, is the Black Caviar the best in the world? Well, there's a match race I want to see. Yeah. Frankel and Black Caviar. When you see this 2,000 guineas, you're going to see something right out of the box. Now, a couple of Turak toffers a certain.
Heading it down towards the bushes now. Frankel continues to be in a massive lead. Oh, to it, pure class. Frankel has destroyed them from halfway. An amazing performance as Frankel heads towards the line to make every single yard in the Guineas a winning well.
He won by 6 lengths. At one stage, he led by 10 to 15 lengths. He's a super horse. He's unbeaten 6 from 6. We talk of Frankel, trained by Henry Cecil. It gave him his 25th British Classic. The horse could run again on Thursday week at York. But Ron, the pitchers told the story. And as you teased earlier, wouldn't you mind putting the pair together? The Australian and the world's best against Frankel.
Well, he's the Pommy's version of Black Caviar. Did you see the crowd there? They said that they don't go the races in England anymore. They lined the fence, they clapped him, they cheered him home. I think they were out to make a statement there, the way they rode him, to say, look what we've got here. He just let him run. He says, we're going to destroy this field and put him on the world stage. And that is what they have done.
Loved at the midway point of the race when the rider who was...
He's 6 from 6. He just crushed them there. The horse's action is so beautiful too. He's got the big flat action, and I would love to see him against Black Caviar. I don't think you can call any horse the best horse in the world until you match him up. Because that horse has got claims to it.
He now has a time form rating of 142.
He started $1.30. It's the shortest price a horse has started in the Guineas since Nijinsky.
Unreal.
And at the moment, he's at 1:20 Eastern Standard Time. It's early morning, but it's well worthy of getting up to what So You Think run in the Mooresbridge Stakes, confirming that Seamus Heffernan will...
Just $1.04 for second. And the former star of the Bart Cummings stable, So You Think, has made a stunning start to his European career, coming from third to street the field in Ireland.
The five-time Group 1 winner in Australia making his Irish debut, and So You Think he's good, he's very good. There he goes, So You Think stretching right away.
Now, with Aidan O'Brien's Coolmore operation, it's unlikely the dual Cox Plate winner will be sent back here for the spring.
National racing now. So You Think could not have been more impressive during the week at his international debut in the Mooresbridge Stakes.
And the five-time Group 1 winner in Australia making his Irish debut, and So You Think he's good, he's very good. There he goes, So You Think stretching right away, and this son of High Chaparral will win the High Chaparral European Breeders' Fund Mooresbridge Stakes in tremendous style. So You Think, Shemi Heffernan, Clare, Bob LeBeau, Midmont Lady and Tommy.
Seamus Heffernan aboard So You Think, our very own star now on the international stage, and what a debut it was. It couldn't have been more impressive.
It was a soft kill, wasn't it? I think they design it that way. They're very good at that giving the horse those horses a soft kill. But it'll be interesting now to see if he goes to the next level. I've been looking forward to it.
From what I can work out, it was no opposition.
But the widespread belief down under that So You Think might be just about the best racehorse in the world right now didn't look outrageously off the mark when the Aussie superstar made a 10-length winning debut in Europe.
How many of the best racehorses in the world have we got at the moment? We've got So You Think, we've got Black Caviar, and we've got Frankel. Okay. We got a few.
I think.
So they've had it on the Gold Coast, but just if you missed it, unfortunately, Empire's Choice did have to be put down. The former Queensland Derby winner. I know Bart Cummings was hoping to find a home for him as a stallion after his ring. The Hollandale Stakes. There we are on screen. You can see the runners behind the gates. The favourite is My Kingdom of Fife, the Queen Elizabeth winner, $3.60. Started out at $4.60, but now just in the last little while, $3.60 into $3.30. You've got Shoot.
Market mover, My Kingdom of Fife. National for Chris Weller, looking for 3 out of 3 in Australia. One of the best. Scenic Shot, Heart of Dreams has gone in with Dow Glass Harmonium. And Shootout from the inside began okay. Dow began quickly, and Heart of Dreams was well away. Feminine Fashion and Glass Harmonium not far away. My Kingdom of Fife going up on the outside, and so too is our Lucas. Then Triple on a Scenic Shot, and Bugsy Two Shoes went to the tail of the field. Around the first corner, 14.50 to go, and Feminine Fashion goes to the lead. Our Lucas scoots up to see Two Shoes last of all. 800 metres left to go on the Hollandale, and Feminine Fashion leads our Lucas. Here's My Kingdom of Fife. He's going up 3 deep to join them. Triple Honours trying to get around him from Dow. Heart of Dreams between runners picking up ground. Then Glass Harmonium, Scenic Shot about to get to the outside, and they're followed by Shootout and Bugsy Two Shoes as last of all. On the corner, Feminine Fashion, our Lucas, tackled by My Kingdom of Fife, and Triple Honour on the outside. They're clear from Heart of Dreams. Glass Harmonium is running home okay from Scenic Shot and Shootout. My Kingdom of Fife leads coming to the 200 from Triple Honour. Glass Harmonium on the outside running on, and then comes Scenic Shot and Shootout's coming late. My Kingdom of Fife, the leader. Glass Harmonium trying to get to My Kingdom of Fife, but My Kingdom of Fife close to home, and My Kingdom of Fife has beaten Glass Harmonium and Scenic Shots in the photo for third, with Heart of Dreams, and Shootout didn't have a lot of luck just behind them. They're followed then by Triple Honour, a gap to our Lucas, Dow, Feminine Fashion and Bugsy Two Shoes.
Well, he's very smart, isn't he? He was cruising for Nashua for Chris Waller. My Kingdom of Five takes out the Hollandale Stakes. A Group 1 winner. Last start, he's now taken out the Group 2 on the Gold Coast, beating number 8, Glass Harmonium, who tried hard. Gee, that's a good run for Mike Moroney, the imported horse, and you've got in the mix for third, number 1.
So Hyden Dasher's in there with Hoods. Sir Nick moves up with Kimberly.
Now unbeaten at his 3 Australian race starts. Seeing what he's done since that first win at 100 to 1, it's quite extraordinary, this horse's rise, and we'll now see him Most likely, Ronnie can test the Doomben Cup.
And it's shaping up as a very, very good Doomben Cup as well, because this horse, he's been untouchable so far. I'd suggest that was a soft win again yesterday, although Willa just parked him in a beautiful spot and he toyed with him. He cruised up. He only won by a head. It out, Scenic shot, and you could make a case that Shootout was a touch unlucky. He never really got balance, Richard.
No, he didn't. He ran into a bit of a dead end, and he didn't get a lot of clear galloping room. Don't think he would have beaten the winner anyway, but that, remains to be seen. Glass Harmonium, well, that's his first run in Australia, and that's, this horse has got some real talent. He's got some good form behind him coming out of Europe, and I think he went to Hong Kong as well. So he's one that will improve on a big track. You just got the feeling a big track's going to suit Glass Harmonium. He's going to be one I'm going to be looking forward to watching his next nose. Beautiful looking horse. Looks like an...
The one thing in Shootout's favour is that he gets better as he goes into a preparation. He's a tough horse. He's a tough horse.
Ready to run. Sky Raider scratching about in the gates. He's got a good line. He lets them go. And that was a nice start. Condelago on the inside jumped out as well as anything. Shadows in the Sun pressing on with Lala Rook. Ralia up there early with Sky Raider going up to make a line of 4 with those out wide, including Shadows in the Sun. Now Backgammon's into a good spot, one off the rails. Kittens has caught wide around the first turn, 4 deep. Outside of He's Born Lucky. Over on the fence was Precious Lorraine, and just behind those was Integration, followed by Bertucci. Rider 900 to go in the Derby. It's Shadows in the Sun by a length on Kittens. Third place is Condelago. Sky Raider outside of it. Lala Rook is moving up 3 wide. Precious Lorraine got off the inside from Ralia. Backgammon comes out wide, keeps clear running. He's Born Lucky outside of him. Followed on the fence by Integration, who saved a lot of ground, has gone past Echoes of Heaven, followed by Rider Refusal, taking off around the outside now. Further back came Jeter as they raced towards the home straight. Then came Bertucci, followed by Stratocracy, and waited around the home turn in the SA Derby. Shadows in the Sun, Kittens, 3 out Sky Raider, 4 out Lala Rook. Precious Lorraine looks for a run. Now Echoes of Heaven gets out, comes quickly. Backgammon tries to match him. Rider Refusal ducking in behind. Lala Rook has reached the lead in the Derby. Shadows in the Sun battling back. Kittens still there. And Echoes of Heaven on the outside. Still Shadows in the Sun. Shadows in the Sun leads all of the way. 3 quarters. Second in was Echoes of Heaven, and third, I reckon, Lala Rook just over Kittens, a big run. Then Backgammon, who just didn't see the trip as well as the others in front of him. And Integration just ahead of those. Shadows in the Sun, a big day for Ben Millam. He won the first 2 on the program. Got a very easy lead, this horse. Rolled along in the back straight. They made their runs, but he kept finding he's proven the Sydney form superior again, especially here in South Australia. Away they go. Turak Toff missed it by a length or so. Sterling Grove out fast with Miss Octopussy. Streetcar Magic going quickly, showing speed. Dr. Doots along the inside with Pinwheel. It's going for the early lead, being followed by Crystal Lily in the leading group of horses. Back behind those, Doubtful Jack inside of Catapulted, beaten for a little bit of early toe from Lone Rock Conservatorium. Then came Response Diplomatic Force, followed by Hortensia from Undue, Valentine, Miss Aranos, Turak off towards the tail with Eagle Falls. Racing towards the straight, 600 metres to go. Sterling Grove a half on Dr. Doots. Crystal Lily camped on them third from Miss Octopussy. Then Streetcar Magic from Pinwheel, Doubtful Jack. Out wider Conservatorium. Then came Catapulted from Diplomatic Force, sticking to the rails. Valentine Miss was next, being followed by Undue. Hortensia gets out, makes her run. At the 300, Sterling Grove grabbed by Dr. Doots. Crystal Lily went to the pair very quickly though. Then Miss Octopussy. Here comes Lone Rock out of the pack with a big finish. Lone Rock after Crystal Lily. Lone Rock hits the lead from Crystal Lily. Then Valentine Miss out wide and Streetcar Magic, but it's Lone Rock. Lone Rock takes the Goodwood by 2 lengths. Second in Crystal Lily. I think Pinwheel got third in a photo from Valentine Miss Streetcar Magic. Then came Response, followed home by Miss Octopussy, Conservatorium, Catapulted. Lone Rock, number 19, Claire Lindock for Robert Smurden. Down on the limit at 52, has exploded clear of the field to win at good odds, number 19. 32.30, 37.60 and 34.60. Lone Rock, number 19. Claire Lindock for Robert Smurden. Starts, she's won 3 races now.
Contest there today that Peter was going to enter.
Doomben in the Middies Rough Habit Plate. I can tell you the favourite Chateau Fort, clear cut at $3.20. Its favourite, they're betting 127%. It's
Elmer's Fury came out awkwardly. Hour of Peril from the inside, the first to go, and I'll Be Tricked began well. So did Philadelphia. Play Action from London, Equessential, and Kiss Me Deadly's coming over from the outside. Satcher's getting over behind those, and Shadow Fort's going to lob about midfield, but he's 3 deep at the line the first time. Then comes Under the Bonnet, followed by Quarter Bar. Oh, got up on the heels there, and they're followed by Testa Renea. London, I'll Be Tricked is 5th on the rails, then Philadelphia. No luck for Shadow Fort, posted out 3 deep. Hour of Peril midfield, and they're followed by Sats, Testa Renea. Further back on the field, Quarter Bar picking up ground, then Under the Bonnet, Levi's Choice and Andre's Choice, and at the tail of the field, Elmer's Fury. They're going to the next corner, 900 metres left to go. Equessential was the leader. Shadow Fort's raced up quickly on the outside. He's had no luck, so Brown let him slide. He's gone to second around the top corner. Play Action third on the inside, Kiss Me Deadly. A length further back is From London. They stop the speed here. They're followed by I'll Be Tricked, and Quarter Bar's trying to take off on the outside from Philadelphia. Hour of Peril is next. Elmer's Fury's about to rush around them, followed by Sats, Levi's Choice, Under the Bonnet, Andre's Choice, and Testa Renea. They're on the home bend of the Rough Habit, and Equessential first around the turn. Ahead to Shadow Fort on the outside, followed by Kiss Me Deadly. Play Action. Philadelphia's getting in the clear, then From London and Elmer's Fury in the straight, and Shadow Fort a narrow leader, tackled by Philadelphia. Hour of Peril getting in the clear, running home from Elmer's Fury, but Philadelphia has raced to the lead with 100 metres left to go. Hour of Peril about to run at the second spot, but it's all Philadelphia, and Philadelphia beat Hour of Peril. Shadow Fort a good run third, then Play Action, Elmer's Fury, followed by Equessential, Andre's Choice. The next time Under the Bonnet, Sash. Well, I've been tipping it till I was blue in the face, Philadelphia. And today, over the longer journey and the riding change to Luke Nolan, he's talking during the week. Larry Cassidy's ridden this horse all the time, and Robert Heathcote said, look, I think we'll just try a jockey change.
Heathcote, I've had a horse with Robert myself, and he's got a double in a row with 942.80 for Luke Nolan. Hour of Peril, $2.60. He went Black Caviar, and it's all about the Caviar now. Isn't it great to see? They're 10 deep around the fence at Doomben, and there is the wonderful mare. That is Black Caviar. She's a superstar, 12 from 12. We got to see her here in Sydney, of course. It's needed at 200 to 1. There they are, $1.20, $20, $20. But it's all about this wonderful mare. Bruce Clark and I had the privilege. He said, I'm not sure it's going to help you punters around the country, but it is a market mover because it takes an absolute V load out of an S load out. So she is a market mover if you want to, for the punters' sake. She has been heavily backed, and according to Michael to AK, a couple of huge wages. So a couple of their biggest clients have weighed in here. It's your one. It's the one. Black Caviar. Wow, she's short. Who would have thought? And of course, she was.
They're going to see one or two things, aren't they, the crowd? They're going to see one of the biggest boilovers if she gets rolled, or she's going to be 13 for 13 and see one of the greatest horses. Well, she's the greatest horse in the world at this stage, at this distance. Free in the gates. Oh, and Albert, the fat's gone off. Stand by for a start. And they're off and racing now. Black Caviar missed it by the usual neck. And Haylis pinged out of the gates and found the lead. Buffering quickly got outside him, and Black Caviar straight to the box seat, 2 lengths behind them. Then No Evidence Needed, followed by Melito, Albert the Fat, Black Piranha, and Sniper's Bullet last of all. Haylis the leader around the first corner, 900 metres to go. A half to Buffering on the outside and 2 lengths away, Black Caviar. A length and a half then to No Evidence Needed. Albert the Fat's on the fence. And they're followed by Melito, Snipers, Bullet and Black Piranha. They're going to the 600 metres and Haylist and Buffering led. Nolan not taking any chances. He peels out 3 deep on Black Caviar. 2 lengths away, Albert the Fat, Melito, No Evidence Needed, Black Piranha, Snipers Bullet. They're coming around the bend and Haylist the leader from Buffering. Black Caviar, she made the corner awkwardly, but Nolan said let's go, and coming to the 300, Black Caviar, spread up on the outside of Haylist, and they're followed by Buffering, but Black Caviar is the leader. She got away from Haylist with 100 metres left to go. Start number 13, unlucky for some, not for this one. Black Caviar raced away and beat Haylist. A mile back third is a 3-way photo. There's nothing between them. No evidence is needed in the photo. So too is Black Piranha and Buffering. The next is Melito, followed then by Albert the Fat, and last home is Sniper's Bullet, and the pressure is off all and sundry. Well, she scrambled around the corner. She didn't get around it at all. And look at Haylist. Have a look at Haylist. He's beaten the rest of them by an absolute furlong, and she's towelled him again. Unbelievable. Absolute in the corner that Nolan hit the go button, and as she did in the TJ Smith, she rounded up Haylist and she raced away from him. Have a look how far the third horse is back. They're a mile back. Now, third goes to Needed, ran out of his skin, and 2 was fifth, and that was Black Piranha.
The star Haylist, but she's a freak. She could be the greatest sprinter of all time. Well, she probably is the greatest sprinter of all time. And this poor Haylist, he's running into her. If I was Johnny McNair in the Devon, just go anywhere in the world that she's not, and you'll win. I think Haylist would pick up Rocket Man and those B graders. Haylist would eat those. But Black Caviar, she's in a class of her own. $1.10 across the Giddy Goat, $1.20 New South Wales place for Haylist. What's the Quinella paid? $1.40. I told you. Oh no. Oh, punters. $1.40 maxi div, $1.40 best tote. If that's whole.
Phenomenon hit Doomben Racecourse in Brisbane yesterday. They were queuing up to get into the track, and those that were lucky enough to be there, Ron Duffy, witnessed yet another amazing performance. We've run out of superlatives.
We certainly have, but the picture told the story. We're at Scope privilege
I've ever had in a Brisbane racecourse. And that goes back to Kingston Town and Might and Power, and that's as big as you get. But I think the build-up to the day and the fact that the mare delivered in front of a capacity crowd here at Doomben yesterday, I'd say is the most exciting day I've ever spent in my race broadcasting career, or even as a kid going to the races. The only thing we didn't know was, as racing can throw up a little doozy every now and then, whether Black Caviar would beat Haylist. We all thought she would, and in the end she did. And while we talk about Black Caviar, we cannot talk about her without mentioning Haylist. Just can't, and he makes her race. She's too good for him, but we're lucky Haylist is here, and he'll probably meet her in the Doomben 10,000 in 2 weeks' time, over 13.50, and then you can ask the question, will that make a difference? Probably not, but at least it's another unknown.
Is there room to...
They're coming around the bend, and Haylist the leader from Buffering. Black Caviar, she made the corner awkwardly, but Nolan said, let's go, and coming to the 300, Black Caviar, spinning up on the outside of Haylist, and they're followed by Buffering, but Black Caviar is the leader. She got away from Haylist with 100 metres left to go. Start number 13, unlucky for some, not for this one. Black Caviar raced away and beat Haylist. A mile back third is a 3-way photo. There's nothing between them.
She puts you at ease. She really does. Some blokes get up and look at themselves in the mirror and amp themselves up that way. I just go along, cruise along, hop on the back of this superstar, and she puts you at ease just because you're so relaxed,
It's just great to showcase her to the Australian racing public, and now Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane have had that opportunity. You look around here today, she's just terrific for the sport. It's a pain in the backside to have to showcase her, but it's an honourable one, and it's just great for racing. There's people who wouldn't have been to the races for 50 or 60 years here today, and people that have travelled from all over Australia.
So do we go through this again in 2 weeks?
I hope so.
A-list yesterday got to eyeball the mare for about 100 metres, but in her usual style, she clicked up a gear and skipped away from them, running home the last 600, Ronnie, in 32.87 seconds, and she wasn't even really pushed.
Yeah, that says it all, that final sectional split, and they broke 1.9, 1.885 they run in the race, and it was a perfect ride by Nolan. I keep saying it, her greatest asset is her ability to relax, no matter what tempo they're going. He played the percentages well, Nolan. He kept in touch. He pulled 3 deep at the right time when they started to rest, because he knew they were going to come home in under 33 seconds. And she just she strutted her stuff. Hayless gallant in defeat. The rest were in a different league, and they're good horses. You know, we're talking Melito and Buffering and, you know, Sniper's Bullet. We're not talking walkers behind. She destroys good horses. And what else can you say but just look at that and enjoy it?
I suppose you've got to look at that. Yeah, I can't say any more about her. What more can you say? I mean, it's all there, and it's all been said a million times. She's just a superstar of the sport and the best sprinter that's ever come along. What about Hayless, though? You keep running him against her. I mean, it is. Trainers talk about this breaking horses' hearts. You know, you keep running them against competition they can't beat. They eventually give up trying to beat them. I mean, does that cross their mind, I wonder? You know, do you keep running it against her? He keeps doing his absolute best.
Oh, she's the most, I just endorse Alan's comments. You know, she's the most incredible thing that I've ever seen on 4 legs. And, you know, probably one of the best, well, it was the best stage racing that I've ever been to in my career is in horse racing. And, you know, gee, we've got to give so much credit to Peter Moody and the connections. You know, I really don't think Pete came up here just for the race, just for the Group 1 race and the prize money. I think he wanted to show everyone. I'm sure he did. His home state. You know, full credit to him.
Yeah, the kid from Charleville, boy Andrew.
Only a few that
race, and he was still there signing autographs. So he's done his bit, Luke.
Well, we've got the prices up there. This is for the Doomben 10,000. As you can see, she's at $1.20. Can I?
Races on the program. At Doomben, the Hidden Dragon, the Roses, the Group 3 race for the fillies heading towards the Queensland Oaks over 2,020 metres. And Divorces at this stage very well backed from what we can see of the odds on course, $2.80 into $2.50. In fact, as I was speaking now, $2.40 for Divorces coming through that win in the Gold Coast bracelet where she beat a few of these. Scarlet Lady, interesting Kiwi filly from the Rogerson stable, who's won the last few over there, including a Group 2 Travis Stakes, and that was over 2,000 metres in Everett. I walked the line.
Right on the back of Divorces, so a length away Divorces. They're followed by Surpassing on the outside, and Scarlet Lady is right on the back of Divorces. They're followed then by Bianca Jewel. I walked the line, patiently ridden on the fence. Then Demanding Miss in a Tangle travels wide. They're followed by High Delicious. A long way back on the field, Don Surprise, Angel from above, and Count Your Fingers as last. They're on the side, 700 metres to go. Savannah's Choice from Hearts and Diamonds, Pachira. Tigress Lily Surpassing, Hidden Kisses. Divorces under a throttle hole behind those. Scarlet Lady's trying to have to go through. She'll have to thread the needle by the look of it. I walk the line next, and they're followed by Bianca Jewel. They're on the bend and the roses. Savannah's Choice, the leader from Pachira, and they're followed by Tigress Lily, Hearts and Diamonds, Surpassing, Divorces, and Scarlet Lady's got to the outside. They're making their runs together. They're coming to the 200. Savannah's Choice, Pachira, and then Tigress Lily, Divorces, and Scarlet Lady is starting to motor on the outside. Look at Scarlet Lady. She went up to Savannah's Choice in the shadows of the post, and Scarlet Lady won the roses from Savannah's Choice and Divorces. But Chira's fourth, High Delicious made ground for fifth. Then Tigress Lily, Hidden Kisses, I Walk the Line. Long way back on the field from Hearts and Diamonds, and last time Don Surprise.
Well, what a good run that was. Good right, James McDonald. Scarlet Lady, a Group 2 winner in New Zealand, a Group 3 winner now in Brisbane in Australia, the filly by Saberville. For Graham and Debbie Rogerson, and she won the Travis Stakes New Zealand. She's come with a flying run there to take out the Hidden Dragon, the Roses. She's beaten home.
Thanks to Coolmore, and we'll stay with number 1, as you normally do.
Exactly.
As we saw yesterday.
The winner's pretty good, but she's been up a while. He's a star, this kid. He's ridden 185 winners this season.
McDonald.
Yeah, in New Zealand. The record is 197. He's going to break the record in New Zealand this year, and they've had some great jockeys over there.
Michael Walker would have been up there.
Yeah, Shane Dye when he was young. You know, Jimmy Cassidy.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. Plenty of news going towards next weekend. Of course, on Thursday, we had that disappointing news. The Black Caviar is going to the Spelling Paddock. But at this stage, next Saturday's Doomben 10,000.
I think they're just waiting for one out wide to settle. Might be Thank God You're Here. King Pulse has gone in, so they're all set to go. Lucky Luna moves in. We're ready. Starting signal. Lights are on. And they're off and racing now. And Jazz Hart bungled the start. Came out about 3 lengths last. Listen Sun from barrier 4 pinged out of the gates, and he led Bold Glance quickly outside him, and King Pulse to third. Charming Rogue's going to settle fourth from Meet George outside Tampico, and they're followed by Thank God You're Here trying to find a spot. Kenny's World midfield outside El Chico. They're followed then by Mr. Armstrong and the inside of Sainthood, followed by Air of Magic and Warham. A gap to 15 Carat, then Jazz Hart and Lucky Luna last of all. To the 800 metres mark, and Listen Sun, the leader, Wonder Bold Glance, one Charming Rogue. King Pulse is racing fourth, and Tampico's next on the inside of Meet George. Then El Chico on the inside of Thank God You're Here. He's got over one off the fence, and he's getting a good run. 2 lengths away, Kenny's World, Sainthood, 15 Carat, Mr. Armstrong, followed by Air of Magic. A long way back is Lucky Luna. Warham's back second last, and Jazz Hart is last as they corner. Listen Sun up to 350, a length to Bold Glance. King Pulse, Meet George to the outside from Tampico. Charming Rogue, Thank God You're Here's called upon, and Warham's going up in the middle. Listen Sun leads past the 200 from Bold Glance. Thank God You're Here, Meet George and Warham getting in the clear. Listen Sun, Thank God You're Here. Warham is absolutely motoring down the outside, and he's got up. Warham on the lines come from nearly last to beat either Listen Sun or Thank God You're Here. It's a photo for fourth. They're all across the track. Meet George, El Chico is there. So too is Mr. Armstrong, Charming Rogue. Just back behind those came Jazz Hart. Lucky Luna's back behind those. They're followed then back near the tail to Air of Magic, Bold Glance, Weekend, Kenny's World, and Sainthood has pulled up at the tail of the field and company with 15 Carat.
Well, number 4, Warham for Damien Brown. Robert Heathcote takes out the BRC Sprint, the Darley BRC Sprint, the son of Shower Heart. Beating home, Thank God You're Here, and Listen Son, they're in a photo there. Thank God You're Here in the blue colours in the middle. And lead race of the day, the WJ McKell Cup over the 2,400 metres.
Absolutely motoring down the outside, and he's...
Someone asked me the other day, what's my best Stradbroke chance? I said, I get this guy in, and it's a dry track. It's got to take a damn good horse to beat him. And I spoke to Lester Grimmett the other day. I said, what have I got to do to get in?
Named after a point and beach on Queensland's Bribie Islands. And he's an exciting horse. I love that withering burst he unleashes in the finish AT.
Well, there's not many horses in the country that have it. He's one of them. And I think Robert Heathcote's right. I mean, Haylist is beautifully weighted to win the Stradbroke with 57.5. If he goes there after the 10,000, there's some doubt that he may not go to the Stradbroke. But this horse, Warham, if he gets in the Stradbroke Handicap, and you know that they run it at a cracking speed, you know they do, he's the right horse for the race. Yeah, I thought Thank God You're Here ran well, and I do think he might be better when he was the winner.
Oh, I say put him in. Put him in. Give him a penalty. Get him in the race. He's got a live wire chance, that horse, and just the finish of him. He's always had that little quality about him, and this stable's flying. The Heathcote stable.
He was going nowhere on the corner.
Yeah, but they were flying at that stage.
I know they were going quick, but he was going nowhere. He's running into dead ends, and then he picked up the bit about halfway down the straight, and Damien Brown, I think, got a suspension out of the race for the interference caused on Warham. When he came out, I think he trapped Damien, because he came out and he was going that well. He just brushed those other horses, which caused a chain reaction. And, the stewards took a dim view. But I haven't seen a horse going nowhere at the 250 metre mark and then win like that too often.
Rob Heathcote talking about buffering. Well, as I said earlier, we're destined to have 10 or maybe 11 or 12 runners, comparing just what happens with Kurtana and
players that are at the top of the market. Glass Harmonium, well, they were both My Kingdom of Five and Glass Harmonium around the $3.80 quote. My Kingdom of Five has just eased out to $4. Of course, he is the winner of the Hollandale Cup. He won the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth in Sydney before that, but Glass Harmonium, $3.80, has not budged, and generally that shows that there is the weight of punters' money.
Punters, the Queenslanders, the locals think today is his day.
Yeah, absolutely right. Look,
they're set and they're off and racing, and they all left okay. Shadows in the Sun from the inside, the first to go. My Kingdom of Five began well, and here's the ombre coming over. Shoot-off's going to take up a prominent position, followed by Scenic, Shot, Glass Harmonium. Shootout goes back the third last, followed by Triple Honour. And Vision and Power is last of all. There's no speed on at the 1,800 metres mark. And the big fellow, the Ombre, goes to the lead, leading a bit. Now, Glass Harmonium, he's off 3 deep on the outside, improving, and Scenic Shots back on the rail. They're followed by Shootout, Triple Honour, and Vision and Powers. Last of all, they're heading to the back. And Glass Harmonium, with a great turn of speeds, raced away. 3 to the Ombre. 1 to Shoot Off and all, but it's Glass Harmonium going to the 1,000 metres mark. He's put 5 lengths on the Ombre. A length and a half to Shoot Off, and Shadows in the Sun's on the rail. 2 lengths away, My Kingdom of Fife on the outside, a Scenic Shot, followed by Shootout, Triple Honour, and last of all, Vision and Power. Glass Harmonium goes around the next corner. Can he keep going? He's 6 in front now. The Ombre's in second spot, 2 to Shoot Off, Shadows in the Sun. My Kingdom of Fife is now called upon. Scenic Shots on the rail. Shootout's trying to quicken, and they're followed by Triple Honour, Vision and Power. They're coming to the bend. Glass Harmonium's coming back to them. These 2 to the Ombre. Shadows in the Sun. On the outside, the Shoot Off. Scenic Shots taking the shortcut. And My Kingdom of Fife and Shootout is next. They're in the straight. Glass Harmonium the leader. Scenic Shot getting up on the inside. Then the Ombre. My Kingdom of Fife down the outside. Scenic Shot got up on the inside of Glass Harmonium. My Kingdom of Fife is coming. Scenic Shot, Glass Harmonium, My Kingdom of Fife. The 3 of them hit the line, and Scenic Shot's won it again. Scenic Shot from My Kingdom of Fife and Glass Harmonium from Shootout. Then Shoot Off. The next time in the race, Triple Honour, followed by the Ombre, Shadows in the Sun, and Vision and Power. That's his second Doomben Cup. Well, Shane Scriven told everybody, he said today was his day. And they all got away from the fence at the turn, but he just kept going up on the fence, Scriven. And he saved every inch of ground. And over the final part, Scenic Shot's been able to beat My Kingdom of Fife and Glass Harmonium ago, but he won't be thinking about that now. He's one of the great riders of the Australian turf, Shane Scriven, and he's proved it here again this afternoon.
Scenic Shot winning his second Doomben Cup at start number 65. He loves racing in Queensland. In fact, in the latter part of his career, he spent the majority of his time.
The thing I want to do is sort of be putting that old horse in tight runs. He's as tough and as honest as he is. He can be a little bit of a wimp at times. When it was such a big run, shortest way home.
So this horse like the back of your hand now, Shane?
Yeah, Ronnie, well, you know, we've been around for a while together, you know, been different parts of Australia, so I do know him. This is probably it's a little bit better this time around, because last time I think I only ever got to sit on his back come race day, but this time I'm riding him work every morning, and sort of got to know him.
Through some other news out of the race, My Kingdom of Fife, an exciting spring ahead. The horse will go to the paddock. Glass Harmonium. Now, this is the horse that got fired up. He got galloped on very early in the race yesterday, and the only explanation is that when he got galloped on, he got fired up and went to the lead, as we saw. They're hoping that it's only superficial, and they're certainly looking at going on to the O'Shea Stakes one more time. And
defeating Takeover Target on a personal level, and probably about 25,000 other people agree. We don't want that to happen again, but you never know. Takeover Target for Australia. We had North Boy back in 2002, and going back.
Exciting time for connections of Rocket Man. We've been excited the last 2 cruise flyers. That excitement's been dashed a little bit by the champion. Is Rocket Man. Rocket Man is the best groomed horse for the Cruise Fly International Sprint. We're only about 6 minutes.
You've had some great sprinters here in previous years. Of course, YB won a Lion City Cup. He was a great sprinter, and even 95 Emperor was a great sprinter, but there's never been a horse like Rocket Man. He's won 3 Lion City Cups. Everybody wants this race for him, no more than Felix Coetzee, who would be feeling out the pace of the race. I think Sacred Kingdom will probably settle 1 out, 3 back. I think Green Birdie's a chance of going forward from the wide gate.
Sure. You know, the more important for Singapore racing to really embrace this horse, because it may be a decade or two before we get anything like Rocket Man again. But Rocket Man fever is sweat crunchy tonight.
1,200 metres the journey. Racing in the Chris Flyer. Green Birdie happy to buy. We're a little slowly into stride. Rocket Man away quickly along with Sacred Kingdom. Better be the one ridden forward, and Perfect Pins is right there. A clear fast pass over on the inside. Happy to buy. Picked up some ground from Powerful Ruler Capablanca. Green Birdie's on a wide trip. He's going up 4 wide, and Gozy went back to the rear. Down the side, and Beasley with Better Be the One took on the lead here at the 800 metres over Perfect Pins. Rocket Man a shade deep as they come down the side. inside, followed by Sacred Kingdom. Boss is trying to track Coetzee here, followed by Gozy. Next came a clear fast pass in behind them, Powerful Ruler, Green Birdie. Then came Capablanca, and well back is Gozy. Top of the straight, better be the one who's the leader. Singapore's champion, Rocket Man, goes up to lay it to him now. They were followed by Happy to Buy, running a big race. Sacred Kingdom is flat with the boards. Back and behind them, then is Perfect Pins. 300 metres to go. Rocket Man, given through now by Felix Coetzee is out by 2. Over Sacred Kingdom, Powerful Ruler is down the outside. Rocket Man, he races away from Sacred Kingdom. The champion international sprinter of the world is racing around. Rocket Man gets his just desserts. GS in the border, Crangy goes up. Rocket Man by 5, a clear 5 second from Perfect Pins. Then Gozy maybe from Powerful Ruler. Next in Capablanca, Sacred Kingdom dropped out. Green Derby never came on, followed by Better Be the One, and Happy to Buy last in. Cheer for your champion, Rocket Man has taken out the Chris Flyer. Rocket Man to Felix Coetzee. Felix not showing a lot of emotion there, but he will be absolutely jubilant. He has annihilated them in the Chris Flyer International Sprint. On form, I think most of us thought this might happen, but I think no one was game enough to come out and declare it, just in case. Broken through, and he is the champion. Broken through, and he is the champion international sprinter of the world. Of course, Black Caviar's over in Australia. She is magnificent, but this guy has now won international races in 3 countries: Hong Kong, Dubai, and now Singapore. And the crowd is still going nuts downstairs, and that will continue.
If any horse ever deserved it, he deserved it, like I say.
Sources compared to the rest of the world. What's your view now?
I think he's the best in the world. They can bring whatever they like. And I'm not just saying it because it's Rocket Man. I mean it. Well done, Pat. Thank you.
Good on you, Larry. Larry Polly there with the winning trainer, Pat Shaw. Of the Beaten Brigade, I know what the world wants. They want a meeting with Black Caviar, don't they?
And they've got to get it this year, I think. Matt, we had the sign before, bring on Black Caviar. Pat's very bullish. You don't win races like that and not be the best in the world.
Gone 19.14 was the race time, and it's been
midnight.
I don't know, Joe. What do you have in mind?
What I'll be doing, I'm going to be up watching So You Think contest the Group 1 Tattersall's Gold Cup at the Curragh. His second start there. Looking.
2 is Dermot Wells' winning machine, Famous Name, Pat Smollen aboard. Number 3 is the 1-6 favourite, So You Think, Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. Number 4, Tattersall's Gold Cup.
And on the outside, So You Think bounced away smartly. Windsor Palace towards the inside of Campanologist, a break of a few lengths to Famous Name. And Mid-Mod Lady settles in the back marker of the 5. And in the lead, So You Think second, Campanologist followed by Famous Name and Mid-Mod Lady as they climb now to the top of the track and shortly begin to make the descent across for the approach to the turn in. In front, Windsor Palace by 2 lengths. So You Think is racing in second place, being followed in third by Campanologist with Famous Name 4, Mid-Mod Lady 5. Passing the 5 and making the descent down to the turn into the straight, Windsor Palace by 2.5. So You Think similar margin in front of Campanologist and then Famous Name and Mid-Mod Lady. Passing the 4 mark and making the approach to the turn in front Windsor Palace from So You Think in second. Third Campanologist followed by Famous Name and Mid-Mod Lady. On the approach to the turn in, Windsor Palace, So You Think on the outside, Campanologist, Famous Name just in behind the trio with Mid-Mod Lady as they straighten up now and race with the last 2.5 furlongs ahead of them. And So You Think hits the front from Campanologist, then Famous Name in third, racing down now towards the final furlong. And So You Think and Ryan Moore go on a couple of lengths in front of Campanologist and Famous Name as they race inside the final furlong. It's So You Think who's out 4 lengths in front of Campanologist and running up towards the finish. It's 2 out of 2 for So You Think, who's coming home the clear-cut winner of the Tattersall's Gold Cup for Ryan Moore. Second, Campanologist's Famous Name is third, Mid-Mod Lady and Windsor Palace.
So You Think makes it 2 out of 2 for Aidan O'Brien. Meanwhile, at Kelso, they've jumped the favourite. Latin Connection's gone off for almost even money.
Connections?
I don't think it'll happen.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
No,
I'd
I don't
like
think
to
it'll
see
happen. I don't. And we've got one saying Patrick Shaw claims Rocket Man will beat Black Caviar when they clash. What's your opinion? Well, I don't think it'll happen. I think the clash will happen.
Well, yeah, Flemington.
I don't know.
Just on that, Richard, I spoke with Patrick Shaw. I know we're about to show Rocket Man. I spoke with Patrick Shaw last night. He's coming over. He's been invited to Flemington to a meeting in late June. He wants to look at Werribee, the facilities. Singapore Turf Club are urging the local government. He's very keen to bring this horse for sure.
Put it this way. The only way that clash is going to happen is if he comes here, because I don't see her going anywhere where he's going.
What about this performance? It was absolutely dominant.
Yeah, he's dominant on his home turf. There's no doubt about it. He sat wide. I think the track was playing wide on the day, but you can't say that wasn't a sensational win.
Yeah. Third time he'd contested the Chris Flower and
side campanologist. Famous name just in behind the trio with Midmont Lady as they straighten up now and race with the last 2.5 furlongs ahead of them. And So You Think hits the front from Campanologist. Then Famous Name in third, racing down now towards the final furlong. And So You Think and Ryan Moore go on a couple of lengths in front of Campanologist and Famous Name as they race inside the final furlong. It's So You Think is out 4 lengths in front of Campanologist and running up towards the finish. It's 2 out of 2 for So You Think. There's coming home the clear-cut winner of the Tattersall Gold Cup for Ryan Moore. Second, Campanologist's Famous Name is third.
It was another cakewalk for So You Think in the Tattersall's Gold Cup at Group 1 over 2,000 metres at the Clara last weekend.
Whoopie-doo. He's going well. You can only beat up. He beat up bad horses, but he beat them up well. I can't wait to see him in a real race, and we'll see what we're cooking with then.
They are experts at hand-picking those races. They'll keep, I mean, we all know, I don't think we're speaking out of school saying the main game is keeping his stallion value very high, keeping his public persona or whatever that is quite.
He get serious in the next couple of runs.
Well, that's going to be the test. And now how deep a water they throw him into is, I think, a pretty fair indication of how he's going. If he's not going that well, they won't throw him into a deep pool.
He's an even money.
That was a puddle.
He's an even money favourite. He's an even money favourite for the Prince of Wales at Royal Ascot. So who he meets, well, many suggest that it will be a similar race and there won't be large in number. Whether Work Force, who won on the weekend, goes there, we'll wait and see. These were the second group of world rankings for the year that came out on Friday. Frankel has joined our champion mare at the top. So You Think at 126 and Hayless there at 122. Our Aussie horses doing very well.
It's all fun to talk about, but what a load of...
Very well.
It's all fun to talk about, but what a load of crap. They're thinking world rankings. They don't race against each other. They race in completely different countries under completely different conditions. What are we talking about here? Rubbish. The guesswork. All right, we got some emails here. SMS.
Bianconi comes up Toad favourite with a great season or two and a half seasons. Bianconi's had there at Swettenham Stud. Philadelphia is $4.80 and favourite ahead. This is a sporting bet market ahead of Peck at $5.50 for Daly. Shout it up. It's the name of the horse, $7.50 back home. Chateau Fort at $6 and $9 about.
And the gates open, and the Chevron stood there when the gates open and missed the kick. Equessential near the inside, one of the first to come out. Play action began well, and so did Satch, and Shadow Fort's rolling forward. Wider out of the track, Turn It Up is going up, and so too is Elmer's Fury, and Philadelphia's trying to track over from its wide gate. When they settle down, Elmer's Fury on the outside, about to run to the lead. On Peck back third last from Echoes in Heaven, and Levi's Choice is last. A bit of speed on, going to the 900. Mr. Light Blue, the grey, swept up on the outside to go to the leader, half Elmer's Fury. A length and a half of Philadelphia, travelling in third, and Play Action fourth on the rails. 2 lengths away, Turn It Up, one away from the fence, right on the back of Philadelphia. And they're followed by Hour of Peril, wide Equessential back on the fence, and Shadow Ford. He's been held up for one run up them here. Further back on the field came Leading Satch, and then Peck a bit wide indoor, picking up ground from under the bonnet. Levi's Choice, Echoes in Heaven, and the Chevron. They're coming up to the home turn, 500 metres to go. Elmer's Fury, the leader from Mr. Light Blue on its outside, and Philadelphia. She's pulled out 3 deep on the point of the corner to make a run from Play Action, Turning Up, an Hour of Peril, and Shadow Fort to the outside. Mr. Light Blue went to the front, 300 to go from Elmer's Fury. Philadelphia coming after it and Turn It Up on the outside, and then Play Action. Mr. Light Blue, Elmer's Fury, Philadelphia, and Turn It Up on the outside's going to them. Turn It Up on the outside, put its nose in front. Turn It Up, beat Mr. Light Blue and Elmer's Fury. Photo fourth, Echoes of Heaven, which flew home, and Philadelphia, which didn't finish it off from the Chevron. Endor and Satch and Play Action behind those. Shadow-sided. And then comes Hour of Peril, and last home is Levi's Choice.
Well, towards the Derby now for Turn It Up, former Queenslander horse that is, who's been to Victoria, back home to Queensland now for Nolan to go. An absolute beautiful ride. He knew the danger was.
Interesting win for Turn It Up. Now likely to be headed towards the Derby, and he really is a progressive horse, isn't he?
Flashing light, as the Duff would say, was certainly echoes of heaven. He run second at 2,500 in Adelaide to Shadows in the Sun. He ran a fair race in the Doomben Cup the other day. So, I mean, you've got to put the winner there. You've got to put it there. I'd like to see if Andrew's spoken to Peter Snowden this morning about Peck.
I don't think at this 3-year-olds there's a lot between them. There's no superstar 3-year-old.
A whole new ball game across the road at 2,400.
Yeah,
it's a whole new race.
Pace.
So the Queensland Guineas at 1,600 metres. As we look at a Derby market, one horse that's not there, not entered, is Mr. Light Blue. They may look at paying the late entrant. Oaks. Divorces will definitely line up in the race. They'll ride the horse very cold to get the Oaks trip. She's sensational, worked really strongly yesterday. Alan Cherry.
Shortly. Now let's done that. 15 minutes. The Doomben, 10,000.
Brief here with the run under his belt. All Silent, of course, a former Group 1 winner, a multiple Group 1 winner at $10. Border Rebel, well,
Doomben 10,000. Rich, what's happening is that Love Conquers All has been heavily backed. 360 into 310. Look at the Verminator to give. There you go. That's a toe call. Now, what's happening? 360 into 310. Love Conquers All. 280 at the $3 for Beaten. More support for number.
They're racing now, and they came out as one. Border Rebel near the inside, the first to go. Love Conquers All's quickly outside him. Buffering's going to try and come over third, and Beat It is going to settle down fourth. And they're 2 lengths to Black Piranha, followed by All Silent and Sniper's Bullet. They're going along past the 1,100 metres mark, and Border Rebel is the leader. Leads by a length to Love Conquers All, and 2 lengths away. Beat It on the inside of Buffering. 2.5 to Black Piranha on the inside of All Silent, and 1.5 to Sniper's Bullet. They're going around the next corner. The speed starts to steady at the 800 metres mark, and Border Rebel the leader. A length to Love Conquers All, 1 away from the fence. A length and a half to Beat It on the inside. Buffering's got it in a pocket now. All Silent tracking up on the outside. Black Piranha's on the fence, and a couple to Sniper's Bullet. They're quickening the speed at the 500. It's Border Rebel. A neck to Love Conquers All. Buffering on the outside now. Beat It just behind those. Black Piranha tracking up behind those. Then All Silent, Sniper's Bullet. Love Conquers All and Border Rebel. Then Beat It got in the clear quickly. She's sprinting on the outside. They're followed by Black Piranha. Buffering can't go home, but Beat It raced to the lead from Love Conquers All with 100 metres left to go. Then Black Piranha. Beat It on the outside's just in front. Love Conquers All's fighting back. They hit it. Beat It, I think. Beat It, I think. A nose. Love Conquers All in a thriller. Third, Black Piranha. And they're followed then by Border Rebel, Sniper's Bullet. A long way back, All Silent, and Buffering's run last. It's a photo. Judge has called for the photo. Beat It was home. Love Conquers All fights back on the inside. They're heads up, heads down. Where's the post? Beat It. Beat It will be the winner. Number 7, Corey Brown for Peter Snowden. To say about Love Conquers All. Second in the Expressway, second in the Canterbury Stakes, second the George Ryder, second the Doncaster, and has just been nosed out here in an absolute thriller by Beat It in the running of the Doomben 10,000. Black Piranha, he's on track for his third Stradbroke. He's run third, and fourth in the race goes to number 6.
Height-sized mare by the name of Beat It running.
Yeah, she's the darling of the turf, Joe. She's been a stable favourite for a few years now, and she was always going to win a Group 1, but this was the unexpected one that she won. I think there was scope for improvement, but she's got away with one early in the winter, so good luck to her. And gee, later on we're going to talk about some.
Yeah, she's big and best, and I love horses like Beat It because she's just all heart. She's little, she gives away size, and she gives away power.
It's going to be, but it's. I said when you count to 50 because just Sabre delayed, but I can see his eyes light up come the corner. She's travelling so well, and she probably just weakened the last 50 metres, but that'll bring her on. And I feel in my mind Stradbroke probably should be a bit better again, and the Winter Stakes going up.
The 5-year-old mare by Lonro bringing up her first Group 1 in the Doomben 10,000, and it was a gem of a ride by Corey Brown, who
Geez, Peter Snowden must know that mare so well, Corey. The way he spoke then, he said, I told her not to go. You know, she probably wasn't trained to win a race like this. And like you say, she's trained to win the Stradbroke and the Winter Stakes. And then all of a sudden, the backside falls out of the race and she's got a live chance.
Yeah, that's right. And that was Peter's one instruction. He said, don't, you're pushing the button too early, because he said she's going to be vulnerable on the line. I could feel his hands go around my throat at about the 50 when she started the weekend. But look, full credit to Peter and the stable. They know the horse back to front. She had a great run in the race, but she just knows when to stick her head out. You know, it's a great win.
Now, thought inside the furlong, Peg.
I thought he was going to actually, get there and race away with it, but
you put about more than nearly 3 quarters.
I went past him easily. Like I thought I put like a good length and a half, 2 lengths on him, but it didn't surprise me when I seen him coming back at me on the line. This horse, he's tough.
He never headed you, I don't think, because I think the line is about where the camera...
The equal favourite for the race at $5 with Love, Conquers All and Sincero. Playlist, Andrew, doubtful of running, but he's still there in the market at $6.
Yeah, he's still there. I spoke with John McNair this morning. The antibiotics the horse was given late on Friday have certainly worked to clear the infection. And at this stage, the horse has been taken back.
Harmonium. They're moving forward. It's one of the feature races of the day. Let's head trackside. Here's Alan Thomas.
Scenic shot stall. He's probably talking about the Doomben Cup and said, well, you got me the other day. You won't today, pal. I'll give you the tip. Glass Harmonium from the inside won the start. From Persian Star, Van Duren shootouts going forward, followed by Triple Honour and Scenic Shot as last of all. Glass Harmonium, he'll rail through to the turn out of the straight, and going by the 1900 metres mark, it's Glass Harmonium on the inside and Van Duren. They led together. They're a length over. They're coming down the side. 900 metres left to go, and Glass Harmonium leads the way. He's a length to Van Duren. Shootouts another length away on the fence, running third, and they're followed by Triple Honour. Now Scriven's pretty patient on Scenic Shot, although he's into him now. He's asking him to go, and Persian Star is last. At the 600, coming to the turn, Glass Harmonium bowling along. He's 2 to Van Duren. It's off the bit. Shootouts off the bit. Triple Honour's under the hammer, and Scenic Shot might be the only one coming to the outside. They're in the straight, and Glass Harmonium past the 400. 2 to Van Duren shootout. Scenic Shot is starting to rev up on the outside, and they're followed by Triple Honour. But Glass Harmonium's clear coming past the 200 metres mark. He's 2.5 the shootout. Scenic Shot on the outside's trying hard, but Glass Harmonium is clear with 100 metres left to go. Shootout and Scenic Shot can't make up the ground, and Glass Harmonium's got them stitched today. Glass Harmonium 2.5 to shootout. Another 1 3/4 to Scenic Shot. 4 lengths away, Van Duren, Persian Star, and tailback last, Triple Honour.
Golden Hands, Lisa Crop, Settled Glass Harmonium, absolutely.
The import winning his first race in Australia yesterday under Lisa Crop, and she must be given
winning way, and he gets to the Melbourne Spring and he's in a bit of form. I think he's going to be an exciting racehorse. If they can get him to the Spring in good form.
Yeah, he loves to grind him into the ground. He only crawled home there in 37.5 the last 600, so it looked like he was dictating terms to suit himself, but he was running along there, and he just simply outstayed him. I love backing Lisa. I really love backing her. Horses run for her. She doesn't get beaten too many tight finishes.
I'm glad. News this morning from Dan Morton. Scenic Shots pulled up slightly lame. Won't be going on. We'll go to the spelling paddock.
It's fun.
Very well balanced rider and very effective. 310 now, Benfica. It's the best back tier, Benfica, for Daly. Benfica into 310. Sporting bet market mover for the size, 330 to 310. Hotch Nelson's at 460. Freewheeling's at 4.
They stand well. Oh, one's gone off in the gates. Now, there's one went off in the stalls. The horse is caught. I'm not sure which one it is. The attendants are going everywhere. It's freewheeling. It's freewheeling. It's going to take no part. It's crashed through the gates when it opened. By golly, here's a sensation. When they settle down, it's Mahasara running to the lead from Shanghai Bun. Hot Schnitzel third from Playtime. Double Impact on the outside from Military Grace. Further back then is Largo de Barra, followed by Shower Prince. A long way back on the field, then came Benfica, followed by Flashy Fella, and Dowager Queen is last. Freewheeling is still in the gates. Down the side, 700 metres left to go. And Mahasara, the leader, a length over Shanghai Bun, Double Impact, and Hot Schnitzel is getting a lovely run on the fence fourth. A couple to play time. Benfica's called upon, followed by Military Grace, then Largo to Barra, Shower Prince, Dowager Queen, and Flashy Fella. They're coming around the bend on the sides. Mahasara is the leader. Hot Schnitzel's raced up quickly on the outside, followed by Playtime, Shower Prince, and Benfica's trying to come down the outside, but Hot Schnitzel coming to the 200 metres mark. He's been backed off the map on the sides and he's raced away. 3 Mahasara, Playtime getting in a clear, running home, but it's all Hot Schnitzel with 100 metres left to go. He's annihilating them in the size, and Hot Schnitzel raced away 1 by 4 to Playtime. Mahasara might just be third in front of Dowager Queen. Then came Benfica, Largo to Barra, followed by Military Grace and Freewheeling. The jockey's okay, and I don't know about the horse. In an absolute sensation in the size. This will be the stewards broadcast. Hold all ticket. Dowager Queen.
Well, Hot Schnitzel, the winner of the Group 2 Size Produce Stakes, an emphatic win, defeating Playtime Man this afternoon. Hot Schnitzel is a hold on tickets with our freewheeling rearing up at the start. Playtime Manasara filling out the placings there.
Sporting Bet Market moving.
Leading all the way to win yesterday's Size Produce Stakes at Group 2 level. His win just as dominant. 2 starts ago on the goal.
He declared a runner. I think it's almost getting to the stage that once the horse goes in the gates now, if whatever happens, happens. And you know, the steward's rule that he was given the chance and afforded a fair start like all the other horses. Have a look at him go. Now, you got to ask yourself, has he been afforded a fair start? Is it his own fault? If it's his own fault, it's his own fault. And the punters just do their money told. And then on top of that, that's had an effect on, I believe, on Benfica. He's come out last and never got in the race. Your horse, Dowager Queen, the whole start was wobbly after that, wasn't it?
Well, she missed the start, and I think it was because of all the commotion with the other horse in the barrier and the others that she ended up missing the start and ended up back second last, and that's not her racing pattern.
She got home well.
She got.
Okay, look, I got no blue with the decision. We're getting a little bit more consistency about it. Let's hope it's an Australian rule of racing and it happens.
So there's your scenes at Eagle Farm. This is one of the feature races, the Dane Ripper Stakes over 1,400 metres. A Group 2 race for the mares, and there's been good support here for number 5, Zero Rock, 480 into 440 on track, 550 the tote. Hurdle Myrtle for Matthew Smith, 10 out to $11. Return to sender, $14. Down to number 18, Potiana, 21 into 18 or $19. And St. Germain's been well backed on track, 850 into 550, John.
And they're racing now, and Kansan to the inside was one of the first to go. Zero Rock began brilliantly, and she's about to pounce on the lead. And when they settle down at Zero Rock, the leader, Swiss Rose going up to second, Culminate pinged out third side, followed by Palazzo to Crystal as they go round that top corner. They're closely being followed then by out a little bit deeper's Tallow, and then came Gerazana. Carriad's getting back on the field. So too Return to Sender, and Acquired on the inside as last of all. Marquardt's got 3 behind it. Down by the 700, Zero Rock is the leader, 1 to Swiss Rose. A length and a half to Culminate inside. Cachalay, Kansan on the inside of Hurdle Myrtle, followed by Jasminka, Pontiana, Moment of Time. St. Germain is next from Tallow, Palazzo to Crystal, followed by Gerazana, and further back is Yosei. Zero Rock and Swiss Rose. They lead past the 400. Culminate pulled out to make its run from Cachalay. Here's Hurdle Myrtle, Jasminka coming down the outside. They're coming to the 200 and Zero Rock led Swiss Rose. Hurdle Myrtle and Cachalay and Culminate are still coming. Zero Rock the leader. Hurdle Myrtle on the outsides after Zero Rock. It's Hurdle Myrtle going to Zero Rock in the shadows of the post. Hurdle Myrtle beat Zero Rock tight for third. Culminate or Pontiana. Then St. Germain followed by Gerazana, Moment of Time, Return to Sender, Tallow followed by Acquired. The next time was Kansan. Yo's long way back there is Jasminka and Palazzo to Crystal.
Number 8, Hurdle Myrtle, all the way from Warwick Farm. Maddie Smith does a wonderful job with this mare by now stallion again, Dane Shadow. Dane Shadow, another group winner for Dane Shadow. Hurdle Myrtle, terrific run at Scone, has backed it up with a win in the Dane Ripper Stakes. Beat Hurdle Myrtle, Matthew Smith and Brenton Abdallah. 11.80, 3.20, Zero Rock 2.20, Pontiana third 5.50.
Second Group 2 victory this preparation, winning the Sapphire Stakes at Randwick 2 starts ago. She was had a bit of a price.
The quaddy. Runners are on the track at Eagle Farm. The race due in 5 minutes. This is one of the feature races, the QTC Cup over 1,300 metres. And we've got King Pulse with the blinkers on 8.50. Verena Miss 11 at the 12. Listen Sun 10. Sincero 3.40 into 3.30. Katana 6.50 into $6. They're the main chance. And also Felina with the market as well on the tote. 7.80 on the tote. And we'll get another tote. Here's Kentucky Park, Rich.
I back Sincero for a
They're racing. Sincero hopped out okay from the inside. It's probably going to settle about midfield. Wattsboro Military Rose won the start. King Pulse began quickly. Verena Miss and Felino are going fast, and Listen Sun's dashing up on the outside. Sincero's going to settle midfield on the rail. Kenny's World's just going past him as they go round that first corner. They're closely being followed then by getting back on the field, Meet George on the inside there of Feeling Ready. Oh, one got into trouble. That was Zingaling, followed by Deer Valley. Meet George is now drifting back, and they're followed by Blazing Hearts and Human. Delzara's last of all. And Katana's whipped up the third. Down by the 700 metres mark, and Listen Sun is the leader. Out by a length to Military Rose. Katana went up on the outside, 2 lengths away. Then came King Pulse, followed by Felino. Further back on the field, then Kenny's Will, Mott's Burl and Sincero's a long way from them over near the inside. Listen Sun led on the straight from Military Rose. Here's Kurtana coming up on the outside. King Pulse trying to get off the fence. Verena Miss coming down the outside. Sincero ran into a dead end. Listen Sun is the leader inside the 200 metres mark. Kurtana, Verena Miss and Feeling Ready and Zingaling. It's Verena Miss grabbing the lead in the shadows of the post from Feeling Ready, and Verena Miss beat Feeling Ready, Zingaling, Photo fourth, Listen Sun or Delzar in front of Meet George, Blazing Hearts. The next time in the race was Hume, Katana Weekend. Not sure about Sincero. Have to look at a replay for him. Then comes Felino, Mottsburg, Deer Valley, Kenny's World, Military Rose, and King Pulse has pulled up at the end.
8 Verena Miss, Dwayne Dunn gets the bickies. She's always promised plenty, paid big on the TABs. Dwayne Dunn, a wonderful rider. Sincero just seemed to be chased all the QTC Cup. 8 Verena Miss, Tony Noonan, Dwayne Dunn, $19.05. Best fluctuation, $13. MaxiDiv, 19.com.au at Sportingbet.
It's standing nearly 17 hands high by Reduced Choice, Verena Miss. That was her 5th win from now 9 starts. I really hope they do. Run her in the Stradbroke.
Won't win. What? Won't win the Stradbroke. Champions can't do that. But they've all had a crack at running from that race into the Stradbroke and winning it, and they don't do it. So unless Verena Miss
this is a good race. It's a race, but the Stradbroke winner never comes from here.
She's a good mare though. She's won 5 from 9. The world's at her feet, so she's a dead set Group 1 mare for sure.
I reckon for that for sure. She's a Group 1 mare. I saw her, I think, win her first race at.
A few other things I want to make point of in the race. I tried to tell everyone that wanted to listen that he'd be hopeless from barrier 1 Sincero, and he was. You can't come back from a mile to 1,300 and press a button and just push acceleration into horses like him. I'm still not ruling him out. He'll be a much better horse in a race like the Stradbroke. And even if they go to the Guineas, he's already had the run at the mile. Geez, there was a run in that race. A horse that had...
It's a slot. At the moment, I've probably got him first or second emergency, given those horses that I mentioned earlier, as you look at the Stradbroke market. Stay for him, and Divorces, $10 into 8. There's Divorces, 10 into 8 on the screen. Scarlet Lady runs the favourite. It's $3.70 now at Sportingbet Australia. But a great lineup here for the Oaks, Shane. Good depth. Good meeting of Sydney, Melbourne, Queensland and New Zealand's 3-year-old fillies here.
Yeah, actually, it's Divorces 10 into $8. Divorces 10 into $8. We've got runners in the yard here for race number 8, due in 14 minutes. And a little bit of Treasury, Casino, Queensland Oaks, 2,400, Delicious, 460 into 440. Let's head trackside.
Waiting on Philadelphia. Racing, High Delicious up in the air, a dipsy doodle again, and came straight out the back to last. In a tangle to the inside, and Bachira and Fibrillation began well. Nayana's going for speed with Savannah's Choice, and Yara's coming over from out wide, and when they settle fully into stride, Nayana runs to the lead. Savannah's Choice second, Yara's going up third on the outside, Bachira fourth on the inside of Tropicana Girl. Black Sparta 3 deep to the turn out of the straight, Fibril travelling 3 deep. Hidden Kisses between runners, and she's sensational, worse than midfield on the rails. Wonder Crafty Lady climbing a bit, there followed by Scar Scarlet Lady trying to pick up some ground between horses. I Walk the Lines back on the rail. Divorces back third last on the inside are Driving Rain and Two to High Delicious. They're going to the top corner, 1,000 metres left to go, and Tropicana Girl put a bit of speed in the race. Raced up on the outside of Nayana. They're 2.5 to Black Sparta, followed by Savannah's Choice. There's good speed here. Yara next on the outside, but Tiara's on the fence, then Fibrillation. A length and a half to Philadelphia, still 3 wide. Hidden Kisses in the middle in a tangle on the rail. Crafty Lady taking off on the outside. She's sensational, squeezing off the fence. Crafty Lady's trying to improve its ground from I Walk the Line, and they're followed then by High Delicious, Driving Rain, and Divorces as last on the fence trying to thread the needle. They pack up on the bend of the Oaks, 500 metres to go. Nayana tackled quickly here on the outside by Tiara, which sprinted to the lead. Then followed then by Tropicana Girl. I Walk the Line got in the clear, and here's Philadelphia, and here's Crafty Lady. Here she comes down the outside. Divorces on the rail, but Tiara leads past the 200 metres mark. Crafty Lady out of the middle of the track coming after Tiara, but Tiara the leader, but not for long. Crafty Lady swept up on the outside, raced to the lead. She's sensational to third, but Crafty Lady raced away, bolted in the Oaks from Tiara. She's sensational third, Divorces fourth. High Delicious did a big job. Ran the fifth, and Hidden Kisses Philadelphia. I Walk the Line, Fibrillation, Savannah's Choice. They're followed then by Crafty Lady in a tangle, Driving Rain, Yaran and Yana. A long way back is Tropicana Girl. And last time in the race is Black Sparta.
Well done to Graham and Debbie Rogerson and James McDonald. Scarlet Lady got the biggies, the favourite, $3.70, $1.70. Well done, our director of the Australian Turf Club, Max Whitby, the major shareholder. So congratulations to Max. It was the favourite. $4 into $3.90. Scarlet Lady, poor old Alan Thomas, one of our great callers. He just got it confused with Crafty Lady, but we all make blues. I've made plenty of them. And let us interim dividends, our great sponsors, English, $3.70, $1.70, Scarlet Lady. But Kira, $7, gave a sight, and she's sensational.
Scarlet Lady, she's pretty handy.
Oh, more than handy. I think when you win 6 in a row, and especially the last 2 at that level, they're better than handy. And look, I'll be interested to see how she steps up as a 4-year-old. It's never a given with 3-year-old fillies, even the champions, that they'll make it at 4. But she looks like she's as good a prospect as any of doing it.
Morning, everyone. Well, last week we were talking about the Queensland Oaks being downgraded to a Group 2. I think after yesterday's win by Scarlet Lady, I think that might just have to be put on hold for a while.
Type of filly who you'd expect to come through this week to maybe have a crack at it?
Yes, definitely, but there might be bigger plans for her in the spring.
Scarlet Lady becoming the first filly since Ethereal in 1999 to complete the Doomben Roses Queensland Oaks double. She could now be destined for
Go to the Derby.
Well, she ate up last night, and she's pulled up really well. So Graham's gone to New Zealand with the owner today, and we'll make a decision in the next few days. And
In fact, the thing is, because
Talking about Scarlet Lady for the Derby, and obviously she'd be a terrific chance, but little do we know that you've already got the ruling favourite in there in Shoot Off.
that's right. So at this stage, like I say, we won't make a decision until Wednesday morning.
Geez, I think she wins. If she goes, she's right. If she's right to go, and only you'll know that. But I can't see those colts beating her. I don't think the colts are strong enough this year to beat a filly that good. I think a filly, if she goes.
So look, Tiara could be a surprise entry now in the Derby. There's the market. Divorces goes for a spell. High Delicious is the other one.
Tell you he's $1.95 on course. Tullamore 9, Shuffle the Cash 8.50, $10 for the Chevron.
Sporting bet. He said, "Oh, geez, they've come out of trees to back number 1 Glass Harmonium. Number 1 Glass Harmonium, $1.90 into $1.75. It's been a big go, and well, heavily backed in the Brisbane Cup. $1.90 to $1.75.
They're ready. The gate's open and they're off and racing, and Tullamore and Glass Harmonium both left well. And they're going up to take the lead on, settling down in front of Shuffle the Cash. Viking Hero coming over with Einstein. Persian Star just behind those. Mancuso wide from Defined metres mark and the big grey. It's Glass Harmonium at the top section of the track by one. Mancuso niggled along second. Tullamore's had a lovely run on the fence third. Viking Hero fourth, but he's wide. Einstein's in the middle. Shuffle the Cash is the grey. Back on the fence from Persian Star and Tinseltown. A length away, Define Largo streets away. The Chevron is taking off on the outside from Warrior Within. And Rayburn is last of all. Glass Harmonium, 700 metres to go, a length clear. Tullamore's come away from the fence. He's going up to have a crack at the lead as they come to the corner, followed by Einstein, Shuffle the Cash. Then Viking Hero, Tinseltown is next to Fine Largo. And further back is Persian Star, Glass Harmonium and Tullamore. They come past the 400 metres mark together. Glass Harmonium just in front of Tullamore. They're clear from Einstein, Shuffle the Cash to Fine Largo. Glass Harmonium coming back on the inside. He's a neck in front. Tullamore's coming again. They've got it between them. Glass Harmonium on the inside and Tullamore. They're stride for stride. Tullamore's got his measure. Tullamore's taken the lead from Glass Harmonium and Tullamore beats Glass Harmonium and Fine Largo. Fourth aim, Einstein, I'd say, in front of Shuffle the Cash from Tinseltown. Rayburn, the next was Viking Hill. Back last, Mancuso.
Oh, he's tough. Number 9, Tullamore up to Queensland wins. $10 to win, $2.20 the place. Glass Harmonium, brave in defeat to Fine Largo home for third. But Gay Waterhouse, a winner here in Sydney and a feat. He ran behind Legsman in the Winter Cup last start and he's too good here this afternoon. $10.
He's plain looking, but he's tough. Tullamore, the son of Savabeel. And hasn't this Winter Carnival heralded the emergence of this?
He had a run. Looking at him, he is tough. Glass Harmonium had never been over the distance, and in the end, that probably just did him in. And Tullamore, he just out-toughed him, really. And maybe Glass Harmonium, maybe up to about 2,000 metres might be about his dish.
Yeah, good win. He's very fit. He went through the Hawkesbury lead-up, the Scone lead-up. He raced here a couple of weeks ago. This is another race. I don't want to sound grumpy this morning, but I got to take a petition round, and the TJ Smith has got to be put back to a handicap, and this race has got to be put back to 2 miles, surely. They did bury this race away. It is the Brisbane Cup. You should be hanging your hat on this race. They had it at race 4. And they wanted to get it away, over and done with very quickly. They've got to rejuvenate this race and make it 2 mile again. They've tried it. Good on them for trying something different, but it's a nothing race.
I can't disagree with you on that. I won't go into that. You've said it.
I wish you would.
The 2-year-olds features up there is the TJ Smith for the 2-year-olds and Hot Schnitzel on course. 240 out to 250, back to 240. Benfica hasn't moved off 440 on course. Double Impact 41.
And they're off and racing. Due was a great start out. Fontalina was one of the first to go. Hot Schnitzel began okay. Benfica's going forward. Playtime and Double Impact not far away. Dowager Queen's trying to take a spot. Also just behind those is Largo de Bar. They're working Hot Schnitzel, but it's going to find the lead. Fontalina's going to be 2 lengths away, and Double Impact is going up on the outside, and Benfica is going to settle back fourth on the... And together last Military Grace on the outside there of Black Banner. Down by the 700 metres, no peace for Hot Schnitzel today. Fontalina has raced up on the outside to join Hot Schnitzel in the lead. Playtime went to a strong third. Double Impact is wide. Dowager Queen's behind those as they come to the corner, ridden hard. Benfica's been very patiently ridden on the fence from Military Grace and Black Jag as they round the corner. Hot Schnitzel leads to the 400. Playtime's outside it. Benfica's going to take the run on the fence. They're followed by Fontalina and nothing else running home at the moment. Hot Schnitzel the leader. Benfica's going to drive up on the inside and then Playtime. Hot Schnitzel the leader. Benfica going up on the inside of Hot Schnitzel. He's gone through Benfica. He's taken the lead from Hot Schnitzel close to home, and he starts to draw away. Benfica beat Hot Schnitzel. Playtime third. Dowager Queen fourth. Then a movable side, Black Banner, Black Jag, beaten 1 to the line in the TJ.
Oh, the domination for the Daly 2-year-olds continues. Number 2, Benfica takes out the Bickery one for the youngsters, 561.70. Hot Schnitzel, well, brave in defeat. He lost no admirers there. The favourite goes down, but he tried so hard. Playtime third, and Dowager.
Good 3-year-old season ahead.
Well, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but it's been a good 2-year-old year. I'm happy with that.
Well done.
Thanks.
There is unbelievable job. 8 Playtime third and number 9 Dowager Queen, who had no luck either. It ran forth 2-1-8.
And the Darley team making it a clean sweep of all the major Group 1s for 2-year-olds. The Blue Diamond, the Golden Slipper, the Sires, the Champagne Stakes, and now the TJ Smith Stakes with this Lonhro colt, Benfica. And another feat there too. Lonhro.
Look, Benfica, racing's all about which horse gets the right run on the right day. If you go back to the Sires last week, Hot Schnitzel had the run that Benfica had yesterday. I thought Hot Schnitzel was gallant in defeat. I'm taking nothing away from Benfica. Everything went wrong the other day, and he got the perfect smother on the fence. This horse, the leader, he got softened up over the back. He got softened up when Fontalina went around them. As soon as he dropped off, playtime had a crack at him. In the meantime, Snowden was just sitting, McAvoy's just sitting on the fence there, smoking his pipe, and then he just went straight up on the rail and won the money. Now, Benfica's had a really good...
great ride on the winner by Karen. The second horse was softened up. Lonhro, he doesn't get the support he deserves in the sale ring. He is the champion sire of the year. I'm convinced this race is going to go back to a handicap. This has lost a lot of weight, this race. This used to be a fantastic 2-year-old mile handicap where the good horses up the top used to try and win it. The lightweights on the improved late maturers down on the 52 kilos and be in the mix. Used to be a great race. It's a non-event the last couple of years.
Well, I think Roddy makes a good point there that the race is unmemorable now, and the winners of the race recently in the
Alma's Fury $19. She's Sensational $7 into $6, and High Delicious or High Delicious at $5.50. A very good derby this year from a betting point of view. There looks to be a couple of very solid chances, but Shoot Off has the right form references surely, and he is the favourite.
Out in start time. And, well, Shoot Off's the favourite. 350 on course, 330 just easing out to 350 on that first page there. It's the only horse in single field, I suppose. Turn ups there, 8 to 7, so turn ups 8 to 7s. And the fillies are the other horses given a good chance here. She's Sensational, number 17. Is 7s into 6s, and the money's coming from number 8.
She's jumped okay, High Delicious. She didn't begin brilliantly, but she's left okay. Single from the inside, the first to go, and High Delicious is speeding through, is going to take up a very prominent position. Out wide, Elmer's Fury, Turn It Up, and Shadows in the Sun, and Eulalona's going forward. And when they get to the winning post the first time, it's Shadows in the Sun, joined by Elmer's Fury. Eulalona going up 3 deep to join those to the turn out of the straight. High Delicious has gone straight to the box seat, thank you. Fourth on the inside of Turn It Up, then Play Action. They're followed by She's Sensational, and Shoot Off is just off the speed. Corner 1,000 to go. No loafing in this year's derby. Eulalona, the leader, comes down the side of the track. One to Play Action. Shadows in the Sun third. Elmer's Fury fourth, and Turn It Up is fifth on the outside. High Delicious has been put to sleep on the inside of She's Sensational, and now Shoot Off is starting his move. They're followed by Sat, single on the inside. Further back then came Mr. Light Blue. They're followed by Diamond Jim's a fair way back, and so too is Arrow Peril. And From London's a mile back, and so is Leading, and Oh for Awesome. And Equessential went to the tail of the field. They're on the bend in the derby, 500 metres to go. Eulalona, Play Action. Here's Turn It Up coming up on the outside. Shadows in the Sun, and here's Shoot Off coming with a big run on the outside. High Delicious is back behind them. 300 metres left to go. Eulalona, the leader. Shoot Off is coming home quickly on the outside. She's Sensational running home from Charing Cross, and High Delicious making ground. Shoot Off the leader from Eulalona. High Delicious, She's Sensational, but it's Shoot Off the leader. High Delicious is driving up on the inside. Out wide, She's Sensational. They're too late. Shoot Off. Shoot Off has won the derby from either She's Sensational or High Delicious. The Colts beaten the fillies. Eulalona's run fourth. In front of Charing Cross, Oh for Awesome is next, and they're followed by Diamond Jim, and Play Action is last of all.
He gets there. Number 2, Shoot Off takes out the Queensland Derby. Only just, mind you, She's Sensational. Dives, just misses. High Delicious on the best behaviour this afternoon. Runs really well. Looks like Eulalona's hung on for fourth, but Shoot Off, number 2. He was the favourite. Too good for the fillies. Kiwi Breds 1, 2, 3. Eulalona.
It's that type of race. Well, I spoke to Brad and Michael after the race, and they both said, "Don't God."
But he still won on the drive.
Wasn't it travelling coming up to the turn?
You know, so just makes how good is Scarlet Lady.
Well, how good is she, Graham?
I think she could be the best I've trained.
Scarlet Lady he's referring to last Saturday's Queensland Oaks winner, and Graham Rogerson taking the derby. Yes.
Well, it's an amazing campaign he had, that horse, because he came to the Doomben Cup, and then Roger sent him back home to Sydney. And then he brought him up, and he hadn't run for 3 weeks, which is a very unusual Derby campaign. I don't think I've seen a horse do that yet. Go back home, not run for 3 weeks, and just roll up on the day and take the check. And the fillies, they ran their tail off. And I was glad for the High Delicious connection.
True middle distance or staying horse, or whether he's a 3-year-old that's just logged perfectly on the right day. But I just think that the group of fillies will go on as 4-year-olds. I'm just not convinced about the colts, although, you know, it's always one of those lottery things. Will they go on? Because they have to carry more weight as 4-year-olds. The pool is so much deeper. I think some of the fillies are pretty good, but not certain about the 3-year-old colts at this carnival.
He's had a good preparation, though, shoot off. He's not just a wet tracker. I was thinking he's 4 or 5 lengths better in the wet, but his last couple of runs in the dry in Queensland have been excellent in the Doomben Cup and obviously winning the Derby there. A little bit of credit here. Look, it was great, a filly. All in all, it was quite an exciting race, I thought.
On at 30 to $8 on course for Black Piranha. So good luck to the Carrot Casanuses and the whole team. All Silent 26. Snipers Bullet $81. Love Conquers All $5.50. Beated $6.50 to 7. Border Rebel 20
minutes away. Great betting race, always is. The Stradbroke Love Conquers All at $5. Warham at $6.30. Greg, the big sprint
there. We're looking to Eagle Farm, the Stradbroke. They're behind the barriers with this big Route 1 handicap. It's one of the great handicaps, $7.50. Raffaello, 41 to 31. Thank God you're here, 8.50. Offering 31. Culminate was around 26. Now, Sincero Rich is at $9, the 3-year-old. He hasn't budged off that quote. Zero Rockstar of Octagonal's Roughies.
Right, we might just quit down the Remy board and let the dollars. Beat it $7 into $6.50. Warham $7.50 and solid. Thank God you're here, $8.50 and solid. And right down the bottom, Sincero, $9 into $8.50. They are the main players for the Group 1 Amy Stradbroke Hand.
They're racing in the Stradbroke, and Listen Son near the inside, one of the first to go. Zero Rock began quickly, and there goes Buffering straight through. He'll lead today. On settling down, it's Buffering outside. Listen Son, Star of Octagonal goes to third. Culminators fourth. Zero Rock's going to settle down fifth, and Sincero is sixth on the inside, followed by Border Rebel. Beat it a little bit deep going around the first corner. They're followed then by All Silent, a little bit worse than midfield, followed by Bold Glance. Thank God you're here. Love Conquers All's getting back on the inside of Rightfully Yours, and they're followed by Sniper's Bullet. Black Piranha's a long way back, and so is Raffaello, and they're followed then by Alberta, and Warham is last of all. 6.50 to go. Listen Son is the leader. A length over Buffering, and Zero Rock is third from Culminate, Star of Octagonal. They're followed then by Beat It, and they're followed by Border Rebel, Bold Glance, Sniper's Bullet. All Silence on the inside, and Black Piranha is going to have to thread the needle. Listen Son led at the 400 from Buffering. Zero Rock Beat It coming up on the outside from Bold Glance. Sniper's Bullet running home, and then Culminate. Sincero's looking for a run, but Buffering hit the front, 200 metres to go. Beat It on the outside, and Zero Rock and Sincero's coming. Beat It got up to Buffering. Sincero's on the outside. Beat It took the lead. Sincero's going. Beat It, and Sincero got up and won the Stradbroke from Beat It, Zero Rock and Buffering. Warham was next from Thank God You're Here, Black Piranha. The next time was Listen Son, and they're followed then by Bold Glance, All Silent, Culminate, Star of Octagonal. Alberta, the next time Sniper's Bullet, Raffaello, followed by Love Conquers All. He never got into it. A long way back is Rightfully Yours, and last time is Border Rebel.
Number 18, Sincero. Well done to Stephen Farley. He had faith in this horse after beating last week. Good speed on. No weight on his back. Jason Taylor, a gun ride. $7.20 and $2.90. Not on the sport.
He had me down. He had knockers, but we're here and we've got it.
A lot of people were saying he couldn't win on last week's run.
But this week's our grand final, not last week's. So.
He looked better today.
A massive striding horse. Takes a little bit to pick up, but got him behind Beat It through the run. Just waited for Beat It to sprint away a little bit, give me a bit of room. And it was all over once I got him to the outside.
There's English interim dividends on the Group 1 Amy Stradbroke. Well done to Crusher Farley, Steve Farley, Jason Taylor. Glenn Boss, he had the opportunity. He said, no, I'll stay up.
Sincero, the son of Yuma Tillett, 3-year-old, winning yesterday's Group 1 Stradbroke Handicap. He paid $7.50. Beat home the point.
Thanks, Joe. Bit husky. Yes. It was a very, very big night and a late night. So,
when did you decide that you're going to run him in the Stradbroke and not the Guineas? And what was the telling factor that made you reach that decision?
Well, I mean, It was always back in my mind, but we worked him in blinkers on Wednesday morning, and thanks to Jason, he came and rode him at Deegan for us, and that probably pushed us to running him in the Stradbroke with the blinkers on, because it just sort of switched him on a bit, following the right order.
He did make, Jason made one decision on him, which could have ended in absolute disaster. And I'm sure you probably saw it, Steve, about the 250 or 300 metre mark when Beater was in front of him and slightly outside him and was going well. There was no way he was going to be able to push her out of the way or buffet his way out. Jason went to look for a run inside, which would have ended in disaster because it would have run into a dead end. And at the split second, changed his mind and came to the outside again. And that was the winning move, just previous to where we picked them up there. Did you feel that sort of nervousness when he went to go to the inside?
Yes, Richard, I just was screaming not to go there, actually. So he had to come to the outside because horse needs room. Once he gets the room.
You see, he's gone to look inside, and now he switches out again. And that was the winning move.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that was the winning move, and I was actually screaming to myself not to go there.
So. That explains the husky voice this morning, Steve. He must have heard you from the grandstand.
Yes, I think he felt my hands around his throat, I think.
What were your thoughts after the QTC Cup? After last week?
Obviously, he goes to the paddock now, and he's starting to look like a weight-for-age horse. Would you consider sort of nominating him or running him or setting him for a race like the Cox Plate?
Yes, he goes to the paddock now, and yes, the noms will be going in for the Cox Plate and probably the Caulfield Cup. He'll, I think he'll be a nice mile and a quarter horse when he comes back next time in, So, and
Ronnie, the Meeting Brigade, in particular, the fancied runners, Love Conquers All, Wurram, thank God you're here.
Love Conquers All was awful. Wurram, it just wasn't his day. Nothing went right there. They slowed up mid-race. He got back. He never got clear galloping room at all. But after assessing the race, it was just a two-horse domination. The winner, Sincero, and Beaded, who was gallant in defeat. A good ride by McAvoy there. He put her in a beautiful spot from that awful draw. She reminds me a lot of maybe Mahar with her size and her heart. And she went down fighting. But all honours with the winner. Just
rock never
Carnival. So
and number 80. Benny's Buttons for Chris Muns and Kelso Wood is into 650. Number 9, Habitrisk got support too. 750 into 650. 850 into 650 for number 9, Habitrisk, and was a very, very open Guineas this year. We might have a look down the board at our
00723 sportingbet.com.au or sbet.mobi. Rightio, the lucky last. It's the Queensland Guineas from Eagle Farm. Let's head trackside for the last. What's been a big Stradbroke day, highlighted by...
Now they're open, and that's a great start in the Guineas. Benny's Buttons from near the inside, one of the first to go. Run for Levi began quickly. Celtic Dancers going fast and have a tryst up. Sala, Tigress Lily not far away from Spot the Rock, and Skills going forward today. Smokin' Joey's going to settle back on the inside, and they're followed by Sir Fox, Bianca, Jewel, Torio's Quest, got a Pratt. And Eclipse Star, Ready to Ripper's getting a long way back. Skilled. Eclipse Star's out deep as they came down the side from Felino. Ready to Rip's in between runners and Torio's Quest on the rail. Then Bianca Jewel, followed by Steel, zipping a long way back on the field, came Fashion, and then Run for Levi, and under the Eiffel went to the tail of the field. They're on the corner, 500 metres left to go, and Spot the Rock went up to join Celtic Dancer in the lead. Eclipse Star coming up 3 deep, followed by Benny's Buttons, Habitrisk. Up Sala next and Skilled into the clear, Ready to Rip, can't get a run. Celtic Dancer joined by Spot the Rock, 300 to go. Look at Torio's Quest. It came around a couple, burst in the clear, and coming to the 200. Torio's Quest raced to the lead from Spot the Rock, and then Benny's Buttons, and over the final part, Torio's Quest is going to race away. It's going to bolt in the Guineas. Torio's Quest raced away, 1 by 3 to Benny's Buttons, Spot the Rock and Smokin' Joey. Then Steel Zip, Habitrisk under the Eiffel, Celtic Dancer, Tigress Lily, Skill, Ready to Rip. Back towards the end came Eclipse Star in company there with Opsala. And Felino was one of the last to go over the line.
Spot the Rock might hold on for third, number 12. But, geez, Torio's Quest, Brett Partilli, Hugh Bowman. Every win, the good wins he's had, Hugh Bowman's been on board. And Torio's Quest, $8. But forget about that best fluctuation. Maxi did with Sportingbet, $11.90.com.au if you don't mind. 1 Torio's Quest beats number 8, Benny Bowman, and says .com.au. Home I go. And they say that Bert, the owner, who's a good punter and a good bloke, 1, 8, 12 and 10. Spot the Rock did hold on for third.
He gave him a galloping lesson, Torio's Quest. He does love going north of the border, this horse. $11 the win, $4.40 the...
Get into Melbourne. and you'll see the real good horse out of him, you know.
You put plenty of work into
good horse out of him, you know.
You put plenty of work into him. You've been travelling to a lot of tracks, galloping between races all the way through this prep.
My old boss told me once, JB Cummings, patience is free.
Torio's Quest stamped himself as a very good horse, AT, when he won the Gold Coast Guineas earlier this year. And yesterday, very impressive.
He did, and he won the races the same way. He put them away quickly. I've got to ask Steve as to...
Very nice horse, Torio's Quest, and congratulations to Pete Bartelli there, yeah.
And I wonder if the horse ran in the Stradbroke, you think he would have been some chance the way he raced yesterday. Just look, this horse, he did it at the Gold Coast, and he did it again here yesterday. A bit like your horse, Steve. They got two. These
the short price favourite, Squamosa led. Ladies Angel working in closer now. One off the fence in second, a length away. Then Jess Cruz and Montana Flyer. Skytrain in the middle, followed by Prince Brayman. Up the rise, and Cassidy gives Squamosa a dig in the ribs, and he's going well. He exploded away. 2.5 in front of Ladies Angel. They won't catch his leader. Then Jess Cruz and Montana Flyer. Skytrain, but Squamosa, he's just got too much class for them. Look at him go the last 100 metres. He's 4 or 5 in front. This is a cakewalk. Squamosa beat Ladies Angel. Third home was Jess Cruising from Montana.
Squamosa bursting onto the scene again. It's been a long time since we've seen him at the racetrack, since he contested the Group 1 Golden Rose last August. What a return, Lane.
Wow. They were setting him for the Stradbroke. He's had a few setbacks. Lucky he didn't have a few setbacks. He might have won the Stradbroke. Look at this horse, Sprint. He's rattled off a sensational sectional compared to the rest of the day and went to the line with his ears pricked. He's sort of in the middle of two carnivals. I don't know what they do with him. They may go to the takeover target at Gosford and maybe pick up something early in the...
Between Beaton and Verena Miss, you would think there's the horses in the mounting yard for the Group 1 final. Group 1 of the season, and on the tape, it's $1.70 for Beaton. I remember the day at Caulfield when Beaton beat Verena Miss, and Verena Miss was favourite. And Shane told us what a good weighted thing.
Farm, and this has been a very good move. And a sporting bet market mover is number 1, Beated. Beated 180 on the Giddy Goat. I can tell it's been $2 into 190. Has been a concerted effort. They put up about, I think sporting bet put up 225 on Wednesday afternoon, and crash bang and a big wallop. And it's now into tomato sauce. 190.
Tattersall's Tiara. Set to go. The gates open and they're off and racing. Montana Flyer flew the gates and Beta began brilliantly. Steps and Times going forward, and Zero Rock's trying to find a spot, and Pontiana's making speed. When they go through the first 200, and Pontiana went up on the outside to join Montana Flyer in the lead. Steps in Time goes to third, return to sender fourth, followed by She Rules. Zero Rock now beated is back seventh on the inside, followed by Hurdle Myrtle. Then St. Germain. Verena misses in between runners as they come down the side of the track. Zippy Lou's going around them wide. Then Zingaling and Yosei, and Born to Rock is last. 700 metres left to go. Pontiana 1.5 to Steps in Time. She Rules out 3 deep. Montana Flyer fourth on the rail, followed by Return to Sender. Then Zippy Lou and Zero Rock. They're followed then by Beated. Now Brown's come away from the fence. He's going to try and get off the rail. He's done so now, and he's going to have to thread the needle on the mare as they corner. Pontiana at the 400. Let Steps in Time. Montana Flyer. Then Return to Sender. Beated can't get in the clear at the moment. Now she does. Zero Rock on the outside, and Born to Rock is running home down the extreme outside. Pontiana led at the 200. Beat it on the outside, and Hot Pursuit. Yosei getting through in the middle. Born to Rock down the outside. Beat It's hit the front. Yosei's going with Beat It. It's Beat It and Yosei. Yosei's going better. Yosei will beat Beat It. Third round, Born to Rock. Fourth, either Montana Flyer or Verena Miss, which never really got into it. The next time was Zero Rock and Hurdle Myrtle. They're followed by Return to Sender. Then comes St.
Yosei, she was a Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old. Yeah, she's a Group 1 winner as an older man, number 12, 15, 40. Good performance. Beated tried hard. She just took a little while to pull it into the clear. When she did, she tried hard to crack.
320. Jerry Walsh says, no, it's the market mover.
Got a bit closer, they were there, so it was just an amazing thing to happen, but she's an amazing little horse. She just comes back every prep, and she just gets better and better, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it.
She'd find her way through a New York traffic jam, Yosei, after that run yesterday. The 3-year-old filly by Invincible Spirit taking out the Group 1 Tattersall's Tiara for fillies and mares at Eagle Farm.
Nathan Sound. Yeah. Now tell me, did you think Yosei would be last on the bend and win the Tattersall's Tiara and run down Beat It?
The second bit we'd hope we'd planned right, the winning bit, but no, it'll be a length or two further back than we hoped.
Why does she get under the radar?
I don't know. Probably me, not a high-profile trainer. She's not fashionably, bred. She just keeps sneaking under. But hopefully, this will sort of cement the fact that she is actually a very good horse.
3 Group 1s.
Yep, I don't think there's any other 3-year-old current that have done that. So it's a very good record. You were mentioning knee chip at the end of the spring, whether that was in the Maya Classic or the Oaks, I'm not sure. I definitely nom her for the Cox Plate and then see where we go. But she just gives every.
Yeah, but David, face it, if this race was in America or in France, Goldacova would be odds on. They've never heard of Camp for Cliffs. They all know Goldacova, kind of mare for the ages. This is a colossal price, around 7 to 4.30 to 8, compared to anywhere else around the world.
Yep.
So you go and see Goldacova there. £1 overweight to be saved for Olivier Pellier, but she looks. I'm no great judge of a horse.
Bigger, I think, than Richard Hughes or Richard Hannon thought. At home he'd done a fair amount of work, but there's only so much you can do.
The Queen Anne Stakes, it's been dramatic betting. We've finally squeezed it in for you. Goldacova 5 to 4, for Cliffs 11 to 8. And Cityscape broke the parade and was very overweight for Olivier Pellier. Will it count?
He makes his intentions plain, is bounced out aggressively and leads pacemaker Flash Dance through the first furlong. Flash Dance's rider looks over the shoulder to find it is Kate Blanco at halfway is in second, Goldacova poised in third. Ransom Note scrubbed along, Canford Cliffs travelling smoothly in fifth. Rio de la Plata coming near side with Kate Blanco. Seems a deliberate move by Jamie Spencer to move over to the near side rail, and Kate Blanco is black alongside. Flash Dance, Rio de la Plata, Goldacova and Canford Cliffs all waiting to play their hands. Rio de la Plata, Goldacova moves alongside. Canford Cliffs is her shadow. This is how it looked like unwinding. Goldacova forced to commit. Canford Cliffs half a length down. Cityscape on the outside is not a sprint first. Goldacova from Canford Cliffs. Cityscape on the outside. Canford Cliffs alongside Goldacova. And gets his head in front. Cityscape on the outside. Canford Cliffs. Goldacova. Down fighting, but Canford Cliffs on the come down. Canford Cliffs beat Goldacova in a rousing duel to start the meeting. Cityscape third, Rio de la Plata, Ransom Note, Kate Blanco, and Flash Dance.
Well, we got what we want. Disappointment of Packer Boy last year. He's got it right on Canford Cliffs.
The perfect horse race. Every horse ran to its form and the race developed as we all.
Thanks very much, The Voice. And for those of us willing Goldacova home, got news on the Group 1 King's Stand Stakes. Kingsgate Native is an amazing favourite here. Surely no one in the world thinks Kingsgate Native is truly a Group 1 winner. 13 to 2. Star Witness at 13 to 2. Soul Power.
Yes, and stay tuned because we will get a key Australian view on the chances of Star Witness in just a few minutes' time. But Kingsgate Native, Mac, obviously.
There in picture is Danny O'Brien's Australian Star Witness. Stephen Arnold on board from Steen. And original market leader 4 and 9 to 2 this morning. Drifted all the way up to 15 to 2. Back to 6 to 1. Maybe the Aussies have finally landed on Star Witness. Joint favourite with...
They're set to go. Last handler away. And they're off and racing. Overdose very smartly away towards the stand side. Racing fast, Sweet Sonette and Rose Blossom towards the far side is scorching the grass over there from Swiss Diva and Tangerine Trees. And they're going a blistering pace here. Overdose leading on the stand side from Prohibit with Group Therapy, Iverbridge Lad, Star Witness in the blue jacket. Now Bridgetown coming through quite strongly. Further back, Holiday for Kitten. Sweet Sonette showing tremendous speed down the centre for Hong Kong with Rose Blossom, Tangerine Trees, Swiss Diva, and they're chased by Soul Power. Further back, Kingsgate Native, Astrophysical Jet in the grey jacket, Mara D'Antro, and then Stone of Folker, War Artist, Arctic, Monsieur Chevalier, wide up the back with Holiday Kitten as they race to the final furlong. It's Sweet Sonette from Overdose in second. Here's Star Witness coming home well from Australia. Prohibit is also rallying. Sweet Sonette in front. Prohibit is absolutely flying with Star Witness on the near side. Prohibit is getting... wins the King's Stand. Star Witness near side second. Sweet Sonette third. And then Overdose in fourth. Chased home by Iverbridge Lad and King's the winner.
Number 11 Star Witness is the runner-up. Sweet Sonette is third. Most bookmakers pay each way 4 places. Corals don't, but most do. Overdoses 4. Oh, Screaming Race, the bullet ran there. But the Sweet Select took it up. Half a length of the same, and of course could find no response, but stayed on the 4th place. Prohibit. It wasn't an improvement. This is a real handicapper, wasn't it, last year and the year before, coming up to Group 1 like this. I think, in fairness, this does...
Teams down to 7-1. Prohibit lands a monster gamble in the Queensland Stakes. Star Witness at 6s. Sweet Sonnet at 16. 90.
Frankel and 10-1 bar for the St James's Palace. But going to 1 bar for the St James's Palace. But going back to Star Witness, the runner-up in the King's Stand is being brought in for the Golden Jubilee, the extra furlong, of course, on the Saturday, 6-1 with Ladbrokes and with Corals. Hill's only going 4-1 against Star Witness. Delegator, the general favourite, and 4-1. But looking now, of course, at St James's Palace and Frankel, there's been some tremendous winners. The James's Palace and Frankel, there's been some tremendous winners. The past history of the St James's Palace, many people think that Frankel is better than all of them.
Role for the St James's Palace Stakes.
The race, possibly, of the year, let alone Royal Ascot 2011. The time where Frankel has the chance to become literally an immortal horse. 1-3. If he can destroy this field, he simply becomes a horse racing legend. Frankel.
Dream ahead.
Hull is the trip. Lands they're off and racing. Grand Prix Boss and Rerouted are the two that break fastest. And at this stage, Frankel is under restraint just behind the front pair through the first furlong. Dubarwi Gold is moving out wider, and Rerouted is, if you like, doing a Frankel. He's about 5 or 6 lengths clear, and he is ensuring that there is a good solid test, at least for himself, that the main body of the field is slightly complicated. Frankel's tangled up behind Grand Prix Boss at this stage as they race Zoffany. So still out clear. Rerouted Michael Hills looks over his shoulder, and Frankel immediately goes off in pursuit, and all of a sudden he's exploded 2 lengths away from Dubarwi Gold Grand Prix Boss. So Frankel now being ridden up towards his pacemaker, a deliberate move at halfway, and he's closing down Rerouted smoothly. Dubarwi Gold is 5 lengths back in third. Celebration, then Grand Prix Boss behind these wooden bassets. So Frankel turns for home and has gone about 3 clear from Rerouted. Dubarwi Gold, Celebration, then Nebras behind these, a Grand Prix Boss, then towards the outside, Dream Ahead, 2 furlongs out. Frankel about 5 lengths clear from Celebration, Dubarwi Gold, Nebras and Zoffany, a furlong and a half to go. Frankel is maintaining the gallop at the moment. Celebration's got to win about 4 lengths. Dream Ahead hanging out with Zoffany. Frankel only about 4 lengths clear. Zoffany and Celebration, half a furlong to go. Frankel with Zoffany coming hard, and he's going to get close. Frankel from Zoffany, but Frankel's unbeaten record is intact, and he beats Zoffany to win the St James's Palace Stakes. Celebration just ahead of Nebras, 3rd and 4th, from Dream Ahead, Wooden Bassett, and Dubarwi Gold.
Well, he's won it. Frankel has duly followed up his 2,000 guineas win in the St James's Palace Stakes, but my word, this was a most contrasting victory to that demolition job at Newmarket, because in the end he's only
by 3/4 of a length and 1.5. Now that is not the performance of a world-class champion racehorse to beat Zoffany by only 3/4 of a length, and they're all closing him down at the end. Now that if he met Frankel, even on weight for if he met Camford Cliffs, even on weight Frankel, even on weight for if he met Camford Cliffs, even on weight for age terms, Camford Cliffs would start favourite to beat Frankel. Yeah. Frankel now, when he takes on the older horses, just how good is he? He's the best of the 3-year-olds. Is he top class? We've yet to find out against the olders.
Was spot on. He said he didn't want to run the horse in the Derby, didn't think he would stay. And all the proof is that Frankel is more speed than stamina. He's always insisted the July Cup was a ridiculous idea as well. But this looks like a horse who just wants to run to me. I wouldn't have pacemakers in future. I would just let him charge off, set his own fraction.
It's got some tremendous performances. We're going to start off by talking about the effort of Frankel in the St James Palace Stakes. Ronnie, it was a real thriller, and he raced in a different position to his usual customary style.
Well, he's usually the pacemaker who dominates and runs them ragged here. And have a look at him here. Would you believe the leader in this race is owned by the same owner? Well, I'm sure someone told me he's owned by the same owner as Frankel. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? And then he's off to chase it from a mile out. An amazing performance. Look, I'd suggest this is as far as he wants a mile, but he did all the donkey work. He chased a pacemaker, and look, was left a sitting shot and held on. Luckily for Quealy that he held on, because it would have went down as one of the worst rides in history.
So he stretches his winning sequence to now 7 straight. Andrew, what a horse.
Yeah, remarkable horse, but bring it on now, Sussex. It's the Sussex Stakes.
Horse.
Yeah, remarkable horse, but bring it on now, Sussex. It's the Sussex Stakes at glorious Goodwood on July 27. Frankel v Canford Cliffs is what they're promoting it is. It's a race over a mile, Ron. Come on, off the fence, which one?
Yes, all depends on pacemakers, Andrew. I don't know.
Yes.
Let me know of that pace.
Ahead of the Prince of Wales Stakes, of course. It's part of the British Champions Series, Group 1, mile and a quarter, 2,000 metres, total prize fund of £400,000. And, well, if yesterday took all before him over in Australia, he's done nothing wrong. He's got an impeccable record, of course, for Aidan and his team. A couple of runs and a couple of wins. He quite barely failed to stay in the Melbourne Cup. And he's all muscle. This is the first time that we've seen him in the flesh, Mick.
Yeah, I just look at it.
All Ascot debut. Mac, just looks a magnificent thoroughbred. And I remember going back to when Choisier came over first and won the King's Stand and the Golden Jubilee. And he was a great bull of us. You'd never seen anything like it. Looked as of a different specimen to normal thoroughbred. I don't see that's quite what so you think, but looks so.
Lined up then for the Prince of Wales Stakes at the mile and a quarter start, and away they jump. So you think one of the first out of the stalls in that purple jacket, with towards the inside Debussy in the noseband. Out wide is Twice Over. Jan Vermeer now getting very handy. The stable companion of So You Think, though, a little bit wide as they run down the hill towards Swinley Bottom. In behind them, Rewilding is at the back of the field, just ahead of Rewilding is Planter. Now Jan Vermeer is cutting across and begins to inject some serious pace into the race. It's still not overly strong, though. In second, Debussy. Then in third is So You Think. Twice opening up, goes about 8 lengths clear now of Debussy in second place. And then So You Think as they continue their climb towards the home turn. They're racing towards the final half mile, and Jan Vermeer has got some rope on them here. It's probably 9-10 lengths to Debussy. Then So You Think in third, Twice Over, Planteur, Free Putra and Rewilding as they approach the final turn and the last 3.5 furlongs in the Prince of Wales Stakes. The leaders coming back to the pack. So You Think is now leading the chase, travelling very strongly. Twice Over and Planteur follow him as Debussy drops right away, pulling up. So You Think is committed by Ryan Moore, starting up the Ascot home straight, chased by Planteur. Twice Over, Rewilding down the outside, and Free Putra, they're inside the 2. It's So You Think by 2.5 lengths. Rewilding is trying to get on terms in second. Planteur can do no more with just over a furlong to go. So You Think is chased all the while by Rewilding, who stays well inside the last. So You Think is all out. Here comes Rewilding on the stand side, and Frankie Dettori is running down the Aussie champ, and Rewilding gets up to win the Prince of Wales Stakes, and Frankie punches the air. So You Think his colours lowered. Back in third, Free Putra, followed home by
Wow, what a thrilling race. The Prince of Wales Stakes. The crowd are going ballistic here and around the parade ring, watching it on the big screen. Frank, I think you've got first run on him. Beautifully ridden by Ryan Moore, gave him every possible chance, Mac. And Sri Putra has run on for over about 30 years. This is one that will stick in the memory. A fantastic horse race. This, So You Think, hit the front coming round into the straight. Come and Catch Me. It looked as though to run away with it. Planter, every chance. Not able to get in a blow and fades into fourth place. But driving in at the half furlong pole and just goes clear, and pips So You Think, who loses nothing in defeat. Beaten around the neck there.
To be honest, I couldn't disagree with just about everything you've just said, other than the fact that it was a brilliant ride by Frankie Dettori. But how you could analyse that race without talking about the first furlong more than the last furlong, I genuinely do not know, because surely
The only story about this race is the absolute tactical nightmare that Ballydoyle have endured from start to finish. That is, for me at least, the story of this race. The first 20 yards were absolutely the crucial 20 yards, not the last 20 yards. And Frankie has been absent. 20 yards were absolutely the crucial 20 yards, not the last 20 yards. And Frankie has been absent on Rewild. And the crowd will love that. One of Frankie's great rides, this. But coming back to So You Think, Big Matt was saying no excuses. Well, there was quite clearly a massive excuse for So You Think. So You Think, the pacemaker, remember? And we come out here, and So You Think pops out in front. Now, what the hell happens to Joseph O'Brien on Jan Vermeer? He sits behind here. He's trying to push up. The horse is so slow, he cannot get Jan Vermeer anywhere near the front. Mouse situation, the start of this race is almost a joke race. And everyone's looking around. Ryan Moore, in a minute, has a very good... He's looking, there he goes, look. He's saying, where are you, for God's sake? Where are you? And Jan Vermeer, even now, really struggles to get past. Where's Joseph going now? Sort of out into the car park. But Joseph finally gets going on Jan Vermeer. And look at So You Think just here. Look at that. It's a horrible moment in the race. He gets checked. He's hating this part of the race. And as I say, the story of this race is a brilliant...
It could well have been the undoing of So You Think earlier in the week at Royal Ascot. Have a look at this.
Have a look at this. A Coolmore pacemaker, chopping So You Think in half to start with, and then you'd swear blind the pacemaker was in there for Godolphin. And surely Coolmore can read races better than this. They would have known that So You Think can dominate races from the front. Well, he's won Cox Plates, for God's sake. He takes control here, and others, like Frankel, again, he's a sitting shot, and this time he does get beat. He does get beat.
What about Aidan O'Brien's comments after the race? He blamed himself for the defeat to a large extent, suggesting that he didn't have the horse fit enough.
Was he blaming himself, or was he taking the heat off his son? Maybe he hadn't worked him as hard. He's still a great horse, So You Think, but he was beaten by a better one on the day, who the tactics worked in his favour. The better stayer on the day won, but he was far from disgraced, obviously, So You Think, and I think we're all looking forward. Well, hopefully he goes on the arc path.
They're looking at the Eclipse Stakes the first Saturday in July at Sandown. That's over 2,000.
He's now level with Richard Hughes. Seconds, Ryan. Bewitched 3-1. Star Witness 6-1. 8-1 Dalgar. 10-1. Was 5-1 chance this morning. Star Witness 11-2 from 6-1. Dalgar. Jimmy Fortune was very...
Palace Moon blew the start. Away well, hooray on the far side from Kingsgate native in the white cap. Defin Knightley is making a beeline towards the stand side, or a few yards off it anyway. Chased only by Amico Fritz at the moment. Then Hitchens and Dalgar and Palace Moon, the main body of the field, are heading towards the far side, and they're headed by Hooray with Kingsgate native, Baited Breath, Star Witness, Jenky over there, Royal Rock, Monsieur Chevalier, Bewitch, the favourite, is on the far side in the dark blue jacket, Elzarm and Jimmy Styles as they head past the three, but definitely doing pretty well on the stand side from Amico Fritz, Hitchens, then Dalgar and Palace Moon as they race towards the last 2.5 furlongs on the far side. Hooray with Kingsgate native, they're chased hard by Star Witness, coming through. Bewitched has got plenty of work to do. Elzarm is trying to run on with Jenky on the far side as well. They head down inside the final furlong and a half. Amico Fritz has taken over on the stand side from Hitchens, chasing hard definitely. Star Witness for Australia doing best on the far side. Monsieur Chevalier, then Society Rock as they race up towards the line. Amico Fritz on the near side. Far side Society Rock. Monsieur Chevalier, then Star Witness. Society Rock, last year's second, wins this year, wins the Gold Jubilee. In second, Monsieur Chevalier. And then Star Witness and Elzarm fighting it out after that.
Australia, second in the King's Stand, third today. Just not quite up to the top class of the top Australian sprinters we've had over here, but well worth bringing him over. And Elzarm touched off, as you say, very quickly, led early on.
but I'm afraid whether this sort of company was just too hot for hooray.
Look at the yellow colours of Monsieur Chevalier. I think he runs a fantastic race.
He had won Group 1 races before. He won the Nunthorpe on Border of Scott the year it was run.
Royals.
Yeah, he's done him and his connections himself proud, Star Witness. He's run 2 brave races. This could have been a great ride by Stephen Arnold, but unfortunately for him, the horse he was following fainted a little bit earlier than what he expected, and he was left stranded in front up the hill on a wet track, and that last 100 metres was very testing for him. It was more like a 1,400-metre race, and it didn't fit his style. Still, he'll come back to Australia, stand at stud, and he deserves all the accolades he gets.
The track conditions proving challenging for the colt yesterday, and as you say, Ronnie, he now returns to Australia and will go to stud, and there's some suggestion that there could be a mating with another horse that had success on the international stage at Royal Ascot, Miss Andretti.
Yeah, I think there was a suggestion if he won that she'd go to him, whether that's there that Hinchinbrook was going to contest that race. There was a big rap for him coming into it. Unfortunately, he secured an injury, and he also will go to stud at Yarraman Park.
Witness career may not be over. Anthony Thompson from Widden Stud told me a couple of hours ago that they are now going to put serious consideration into the July Cup. They weren't originally...
For the running of the Coral Eclipse as part of the British Champion Series. It's a Group 1 event and a total prize fund of over £400,000, £226,000 to the winning connections, but most importantly is the grudge match here. So you think the heavyweight from Australia, the beast as they call him, the New Zealand bred, he was he was used. None of the major punters have bought any of it. All they want is So You Think. It's now gone 0.67 to 1. So You Think is shortening up.
Veroff. Racing then for this Coral Eclipse, confront a little bit slow into his stride, but he's the pacemaker, and the other quartet let him go on. He gives a lead of about 2 lengths to his stablemate Workforce, the Derby and Up winner in second place with the pink cap. There's about a 2-length gap then to the favourites, So You Think, in the purple colours, with Shamie Heffernan running in 3rd position as they go through the first quarter mile. Last year's runner-up with a noseband, Tree Putra, with up on the outside. Big gap for his stablemate Workforce to go through, and he's taken it up now. Workforce then and Ryan Moore are leading as they approach the home turn. Confront has done his job. He's back in second place. So You Think's a length and a half off the leader in 3rd. And then comes Sri Putra and Snow Fairy still at the back as they head down the Sandown Straight in the Coral Eclipse. Workforce in front, leading up by about 2 lengths. And now Ryan Moore asked him to lengthen and go and get his race. So You Think in the purple colours is in second place. Confront is still there. Snow Fairy behind those. They're coming to the 2 marker now. Workforce continues to be in front. So You Think at the moment is struggling to get to him. They're heading towards the last furlong. It's still Workforce who shows in front. He's about a length and a half ahead. So You Think now coming on the outside to throw down his challenge, and he's coming to get him. So You Think now and Shamie Heffernan have come through to the stand side to take it up. Workforce and neck behind him in second place. And it's So You Think who won the Coral Eclipse to Workforce, Tree Putra and Snow Fairy.
Well, he made hard work of it again, but the beast is back. Australia will be doing dances, and if you're watching this evening in the Southern Hemisphere, congratulations. They gave us the spectacle that we were looking for in the Coral Eclipse. So You Think, the winner of the 2, on top of Workforce in second.
Such a test that it was at Ascot.
It's a much stiffer track there than it is here. Will the sharper course here suit him better, do you think?
I think so, because it just sort of nullified his...
10 Australian Raider Star Witness, who we've seen ran well in 2 races at Royal Ascot. He's got to have a chance here.
I knew all of the July Cup. Star Witness at 4 to 1, the favourite from 6 to 1.
Displacing now for high definition. They jump away. Winker Watson blew the start. Lebrano away well towards the near side in the yellow jacket. Amico Fritz is to the fore with Genki towards the far side as well. Down the centre, Star Witness in the pink cap, Bated Breath. And the field coming across towards the stand side for the first time this week. And it's Lebrano who's backed the rail. From Amico Fritz, Oracle to the outside of Bated Breath. And then Elzarm in the blue and white jacket. Star Witness poking through. Jimmy Stiles doesn't doesn't look the maddest gallop. War Artist on the far side with Dalgar. In behind them is Hitchens in a pink cap. Delegator is held up. Monsieur Chevalier being scrubbed along. Dream Ahead in the pink jacket on the near side on the rail. Further back is Regal Parade. Also towards the back is now Genki and Winker Watson as they head down inside the final quarter mile. And it's going to be a burn up through the final stages here. And Bated Breath coming through, quickening well from Lebrano. Then Hitchens, Delegator unleashing a run from the back with Star Witness. War Artist on the far side. Bated Breath now. Dream Ahead coming through under Hayley Turner. It's Bated Breath from Dream Ahead. Dream Ahead is getting there easily. Oh, he's gone on for a wonderful win in the July Cup. What class! And a marvellous win too for Hayley Turner, only the second lady jockey ever to win a Group 1 in Great Britain. Bated Breath second. Lebrano was chasing them up with Hitchens, Delegator, Star Witness, then Elzarm followed home.
Stalk him and pick him up when he wanted, but as he let a little bit of rain out, and you just have a look at the two horses, two good horses. The difference in the strides, one a year younger, covering another probably 3 foot every time he puts a leg to the ground.
Well, Richard Hannon is the trainer of Canford Cliffs, who won the race last year. He's second today, beaten decisively. What did Richard make of his performance and also that of Frankel? Mike's going to talk to him.
Yes, Jim, we've got Richard here who's kind of come across. He's watching this with great interest, as you would imagine. You've got the look of a disbelief on your face, Richard, but I got the impression that Canford wasn't at his peak today, albeit Frankel.
I don't know why Hughes said he was beaten probably 3 out. He knew he wasn't going to win, but
yeah,
he's a very good horse. What made him go across the track, I don't know.
He'd done that before, of course, hasn't he?
No, he scoped clean. Yeah, he did it in the Greenham. But I said to you when you come the other morning, I don't think this is his track. He doesn't ever like going downhill. So we'll see.
And Richard eased him off in the end.
Yeah, we scoped him and we blood tested him. Everything's perfect inside. But I don't know. He's probably a very good horse to win, isn't he?
Well, he certainly is. We know that. Well, you've seen a lot over the years.
A very good horse to win, isn't he?
Well, he certainly is. We know that. Well, you've seen a lot over the years, Richard. How would you rate Frankel taking out Canford Cliffs for today?
Yeah, well, I don't have any much to do with him, do I? Except I see his arse end occasionally. But I'm not frightened on a decent track to have another go,
Yeah, Persian Punch raised the roof all those years ago. But this horse, it was a thunderous Emma, wasn't it, when he came back in? And he's getting more applause now as he's being led around. These are live pictures.
Absolutely. No, I was